Yo, what's going on everybody? Xanthus Vice here, and we are back with some more Punishing Grey Raven. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. While we last left off, we are continuing with the Renaissance to Fantastique, and it actually did start getting more interesting, not only highlighting more about Isla, but actually about Sika, and what her real ambitions are when trying to be a commandant. And I actually like how that's going as well, because it's like, sure, she's not a construct, but she is someone who is supposed to help contribute to the whole PV situation. Because we don't really have as much like for like Simon or Harley Joe, but it's like we can getting a bit and pieces of that from here and there, like what with Vanessa as a whole, and at least a bit of Harley Joe when it came to the whole Pulia Forest Park incident. But now actually getting to a bit more of like, why exactly is the mechanoid Cervantes really focused on us, or on Isla in particular, considering that she was someone who kind of gave inspiration to people even when it still seems hopeless for the rest of the world. And they also did a nice callback to the two guys from the Pulia Forest Park incident, those two scavengers who were still alive even after everything that Roland had done. And I thought it was a nice little close up to that little chapter of the story as well, because hell, I want to know how things ended up for them. It's good to see that the one guy will be able to plant the hydrangeas for his daughter's sake, and then Beauty help him out as well. So yeah, hopefully, well actually, why am I even saying that? We'll be finishing this off today, so then the next time I stream this, we'll get to Wintry Shackles, which I'm excited about, because I mean, come on, this is gonna be Alpha's transformation. I don't know if it's like this transformation means she's becoming an agent immediately, or if it means something else, but still nice to see her actually have a glow up. Especially since we already know she has it later on when I did the BRS event at like the very beginning of this whole series, but still, just nice to know that that's going to come into play sooner rather than later. Then of course we'll have to do Chaos and Snarl, but then I'll take a break and go do the floating records once again before we continue to the other parts of the story. So yeah, let's go ahead and continue with this. So right, where we also left off, they had continued going through events of the past, like the battle against Lady Chu, them seeing what it's like to go through the whole Pulia Forest Park situation on their own. And now we're going to continue with this, the realist. Right, because also we learned that Hikma and some other members of the church, like Spooner, are also taking part in this as well. It seems like Kurano is actually trying to obtain information from these guys, but what exactly that's supposed to be, we still don't really have as much of a clear idea. Now we collected 3 pieces of Cervantes' memory data, but I can't help but have this feeling that something's missing. Seriously? You gotta be the lamest detective I've ever seen. Trojan stumps warily against the edge of his severed stump. Intense battle was taking a toll on her mind, leaving her completely drained and unable to muster the energy for another one of the cool speeches she delivered before the fight. Oh right, that was the other thing. The thing that's interesting about this is that Cervantes has been like collecting memory fragments from other constructs who had been taken down in battle in each of the situations. Because it's like, how would he have had so much information? Like the battle between Alpha and Rigger, the whole battle for Kao Long, the despair that people felt when after the Forest Park had exploded and the whole like thing with the twins that occurred. It's like, where would he have even got the information? There's no way he could have been there at all times. But yeah, that's what we actually learned from it. I think his plan is to let us wander through all the exhibition halls he built. I think we're still missing a few of them. If we take a positive outlook, there might be even more challenging stages awaiting us down the road. I thought joining this squad would give me some much needed chill time. Man, I should have just asked for an early retirement instead. Hey Lena, you've been quiet all of a sudden. Something catch your eye? Since the battle came to a close, Lena's been fixated on a particular direction inside the exhibition hall. Face wearing a contemplative expression laden with deep meaning. No, but Did you hear any sound? Like some kind of interference in the airwaves? Or some strange noise that can mess with our minds? Back in the old days, I had a similar feeling once, when that head over tower came into play. You mean something like a symptom of mind corruption? I didn't notice anything. Well, there's definitely no punishing virus around here, that's for sure. But it could be some kind of disruptor to create an environment that mimics where the virus thrives. My mind has been acting up, so it's hard for me to tell. I didn't hear any strange sounds either. Could be because my frame utilizes the latest tech, and the Inver device has a stronger filtering capability. After numerous encounters, Isla's Kaleido frame shows minimal signs of damage. Remarkably, Isla herself appears to be in the best condition among all the squad members. Are you seriously flaunting right now? Forget about it. It's probably just my exhaustion playing tricks on me. The flame particle effects in this place are insanely dazzling. I feel that went a little overboard with the recreation. Anyway, let's move to the hall first. Great. Deafening alarms reverberate throughout the hall, filling the space with unsettling cacophony. From the stereoscopic images, mechanoids emerge, red lights glaring ominously. What's going on? Isn't it over already? Wait, this isn't like a trial or test. The situation is similar to what happened when we first stepped foot in the museum. I'm pretty sure I disabled the hostile recognition in the security system. Someone tamper with it, or... Let's withdraw to a safer spot first. Even if we end up having to face the enemies, this place is definitely not in our favor. The entire space is nothing but a visual illusion upheld by intricate projections. However, now that the mechanoids will no longer show up according to the environmental arrangement, the inability to discern the enemy's whereabouts will undoubtedly place them at a significant disadvantage. I'll create an opening. I'll quickly catches on to Sika's line of thinking. I'm a squad member, she's the only one still relatively good condition. Getting the previous strategy could be hardly feasible this time around. Good evacuation, someone needs to take on the enemy's pressure. No one better suited for the task than her. Blade unleashes a relentless barrage of beams, slicing through the attacking mechanoids of precision. Meanwhile, Jordan stands by Sika's side, fiercely defending her. The four of them fight together, retreating in a fan-shaped formation. Gunless in Alia's hands, Lisa blasts a hyper-cold refrigerant, thusly freezing a horde of enemies in their tracks. Utilizing the forceful air expelled from weapons end, Alia swiftly follows up with a precise strike, shattering the frozen foes into countless fragments. Meanwhile, seeking the rest of the squad made their way back to the entrance of the corridor. Swift precision and arrow fired from Lena's bow finds its mark in the operation core of Mazzy Mechanoid, ensuring Isla's safe retreat. Initiating advanced safety protocol. Engaging closure of all level 2 safety valves. The emotionless warning voice echoes once again. Sika's realization dawns upon her, propelling her to rush toward Isla. However, her progress is abruptly halted by Lena. Hold on, don't go there. Do you really want to put even more burden on her? But before she can complete her sentence, the weighty passage door descends abruptly, sealing off the path between the exhibition hall and the corridor. Well, look at me, playing this unexpected role. Think about a cliche twist. I'll catch up with you all later. Keep moving ahead. In a situation like this, my true value as the squad captain really shines. Don't you think? Speaking those words aloud, she wastes no time and ventures deeper into the hall, weapon in hand. This door, but our gear in its sorry state is going to take forever to bust it open. And there's no guarantee that we won't stumble upon more enemies down the line. Sika's fist involuntarily clenched, she hears Isla's footsteps fading into the distance. To rebound with hesitation, she shakes her hand and reluctantly turns around. Isla's right. We'll meet her forever down in this place. Can't afford to waste any time. Still a lot to uncover about what's happened in this museum. Taking the lead, Sika strides down the passage. George and Lena exchange glances and follow close behind. Well, now that I've shot that cool line, what should be my next move? The persistent clearing out the ceaseless waves of mechanoids. Operating solo affords her significant flexibility in devising combat strategies. She remains aware of the pressing need to secure an escape route. Since this place is designed as an exhibition hall, there's gotta be some manual emergency escape routes around here. Oh wait, Think about the structure of this place. If I were the designer, where would I put these exits? There's a number of mechanoid launches at Isla. She prepares to block the impending attack with her gun lands. However, in a sudden turn of events, the red light emitted from the mechanoid's camera scatters, giving way to a flickering blue light. What's going on? Attention all visitors. Please make your way to Area F23 for immediate evacuation. Area F23? F23... I remember now. Never even heard that number before. Who knows where the heck Area F23 is? All visitors, please make your way to the marked area for immediate evacuation. While a brief moment of silence, a projection device emerges from the glowing blue mechanoid's chest, revealing a holographic map of the exhibition hall. The map with distinct locations prominently marked. It's just what I needed. Not suspicious at all, huh? Well, despite any reservations, it seems following its instructions is my only option for now. Followed by the relentless onslaught, mechanoids closing in from a distance, Anna makes a quick decision, sprinting toward the direction hinted at by the mysterious mechanoid. She progresses, she foregoes any attempt to engage and seizes waves of mechanoids. Igniting the situation as a high-stakes gamble, she decides to go all in, pushing everything out of the enigmatic hint she received. After an arduous journey, Isla finally reaches Area F23. On discovery, it lies on the outskirts of the exhibition hall. To dismay, there's no sign of an emergency exit in sight. Furthermore, a massive horde of enemies is pursuing her, turning the supposed sanctuary into a dead end. Classic off-site assistance. I knew it would be the most unreliable option in the guessing game. Pivots on her heels, squarely facing the encroaching horde of mechanoids. The map is accurate. I'm currently in the southwest corner of the hall. In my analysis, the hidden exit should be right over there. Emerging from behind a colossal rock, a long cipher materializes, accompanied by an motionless voice. However, abruptly halts Isla in her tracks, forcibly tugging her in the opposite direction. Compelled by the side's force, Isla's body traverses through the rock, revealed to be nothing more than a projection. Abruptly, she plummets into a narrow, dim space. Close the door, Spooner. As the lock clicks into place, the door slams shut with a resounding thud. In the wake of closure, the pallid emergency light flickers to life, casting a dim glow upon three figures, all included. These are the fledglings they're talking about. Her data fits the described characteristics, so I believe she is. You are... To optimize communication efficiency, I think there's no need to maintain secrecy regarding our name, Spooner. Didn't you just say my name out loud? Greetings. My machine identification code is MPA01. You may refer to me as Hikma. Spooner and Hikma? Lila takes in the sight of two strange mechanoids who just rescued her. A peculiar sensation begins to well up in her heart. For some unexplainable reason, Lila finds herself swiftly lowering her guard, despite it being their first encounter. Showing no resemblance in appearance or temperament, still managed to remind Isla of someone from her past. The memory harkens back to a long time ago, yet remains vividly etched within her heart. Isla, boo. It's time for another painting competition with Nanami today. Nanami's feeling super confident about her latest artwork, and the theme Nanami chose this time is Mecha Carnival. Isla. After a brief moment of hesitation, Isla decides to share her name with them. Isla from the Artist Warbler Squad, also a member of the WGA of Art in Babylonia. So you mean we're not the only constructs who made it into the city? Someone else has also managed to gather information about Constellia. Kurno possessed the information regarding our whereabouts, intentionally evading us, aiming to retrieve something inside the city without our knowledge. They're the ones behind those alarms from earlier too. Right, that's all the information we gathered so far. We've encountered some of them already. It's confirmed that they have another team operating within the museum. I see. What are you thinking about? A hastily assembled squad, an enigmatic lost city, a museum crafted by a mechanoid, two storylines unfolding concurrently, and disputes sparked by conflicting interests within the same faction. With all these materials and a bit of tweaking, it could definitely become a best-selling story. However, one wrong move could also turn this into an absolute dumpster fire. Attempting to analyze potential conversation outcomes. Apologies, I don't think I can make a proper response to the thoughts you shared. Never mind, I was kind of talking to myself there. By the way, are you really okay with telling me all this?
It was Babylonia who cooked up this whole mess in the first place. Who else is there to spill the beans to if not you?
We aspire for a swift and seamless resolution to the situation. You were regarded as a condition that comes with the information. Isn't your mission to protect these mechanoids from Babylonia? Why place your trust in me even knowing I'm one of them? Throughout these years, we have crossed paths with people from Babylonia numerous times. Though many of these encounters led to conflicts. Nevertheless, there have been a few occasions where I've also experienced positivity. The possibility of establishing a temporary collaboration with humans is not entirely zero, and we and humans are not supposed to stand against each other. This is what she once said. You were invited here by Cervantes. Spooner and I have been keeping an eye on you, and this attempt is the conclusion we've reached through our observation. One day there will come a time when we officially step onto the stage, standing visible to humans. Building friendships across factions could prove beneficial in the future. Friends. It would be a true pleasure if we could really become friends. In the Golden Age, some humans regarded mechanoids as their friends. I guess you don't fall in the same category, do you?
No need to put on the buddy act here. We're just on the same page for now, nothing more. Our main focus now is locating Cervantes. He's the linchpin behind all these issues. He's clueless about as the supposed leader, and these troublemakers run wild right under his nose. So what is going on in that mind of his?
Not just that he's using us to verify something. It's why he hasn't meddled too much with what's been going on inside the museum. Have you learned anything about Cervantes' intent? I like detailed information, but what I can't confirm is that his expedition endured for several decades. Nonetheless, this place seems to be the end he's chosen for himself. The end.
I look closer her eyes to get into the nuanced regret somehow embodied by this word.
Anyway, let's meet him first. As for those Kurano folks, well, I've got to trust Sika and the others can handle them, since you won't let me get in touch with them. I apologize, but considering a safety precaution.
We're almost out of this temporary maintenance corridor, and the next exhibition hall is just up ahead. Those folks didn't completely hack the system, so the areas further down should still be in the clear.
I wonder what the theme will be this time. Actelex's Eternal Engine, the Forsaken Headquarters, or maybe even the Golden Age itself.
Either way, it's gotta be another one of those human-made deals. I'm still scratching my head over why he's cranking out all these duplicates. The moment Spooner pushes open the passage doors, the words fade into silence as he takes aside the exhibition hall before. Wait. Isn't this the church?
This is...
Simplest geometric patterns are arranged intricately and lined together to create a sleek and futuristic aesthetic. It has a distinct aura, unlike any art style Isla's encountered before. Its architectural structure resembles that of a church, yet the deity it venerates remains conspicuously absent. Hickman and Spooner share a glance, expressions hitting as surprising recognition as they come across this oddly familiar spot within the art museum.
This is an attempt to depict the remains of an incredibly ancient civilization that perished many millennia ago. It's where you once stayed, right? I can't answer that question. I'll give you a pass this time. But seeing all of this makes me come to a realization. Alright, let's move on. At the same time, Heikman, you can show me the differences between the sci-fi art you represent and mine. Not great. Merely creations, no past. The rebel is our only way.
この色で未来を塗り替える。イマジネーションに共感しなさい。私の神髄見せてあげる。
Oh no, not Trailblazer. No, I'm not actually gonna fight Trailblazer again. Oh my god. That would actually be sick. That fight was actually really cool. Trailblazer? What a cool name. Now I'm curious about the one behind it. Oh boy. But unfortunately, I don't have the power bunker this time. So it's probably gonna be much harder to breach his defenses. Yep. But again, like I said, I did like this fight. Nope. Nope. Ah, shit. Couldn't counter that yet. Oh shit. She puts a dodge that.
イマジネーションに共感しなさい。インスピレーションエクスプロージョン。書き間違っちゃった。みんなの期待に応えなきゃ。インスピレーションエクスプロージョン。キャンバス。
Oh shit.
書き間違っちゃった。ドローイングタイム。咲き誇りなさい。この色で未来を塗り替える。業界で起動。
Oh shit.
シンクレット上昇。攻撃。天才的なタッチ。
Oh shit. Ah shit, I forgot you did this.
作戦会議。アクティベーション。
Come on, got this.
適応タイム。
Damn it, I forgot to use, how to use Heika's move. Here. Here. Oh, oh shit. Damn it, I forgot shit. Nope.
イマジネーションに共感しなさい。気間違っちゃった。私の実績見せてあげる。防御の隙を見つけました。
Yes! Whew. Beat him with no death, let's go. Ah shit. Damn. I will say, I always do love that fight. It's like, I know I could do better in those fights. Like, I didn't respond as good as I should have, but it's like, still, it's pretty entertaining nonetheless. Here's the 4th memory data chip. We beast through that. But why didn't this replica show up here? Well, guess I have to find the answer myself. But yeah, of course, he would have the memory of this. Oh, cool. Wait, how much more I got? Oh, okay, 9% clean. Oh, okay, just push me to the next battle. Okay. The Lie of the World. Michelle, it seems you're not feeling your best. Would you like me to escort you back to your room so you can get some rest? No, Carl. I prefer to go for a walk in the city. You've been engaged in continuous work for 18 hours. Following the doctor's guidance, you must secure a minimum of 70 hours of rest per week to prevent the deterioration of your health. The older you get, the less freedom you have. There's always someone telling you what to do. I'm merely fulfilling my duty, Michelle. Even if I adhere to every medical directive, how much time remains for me? 5 years? 3 years? I should make the most of my remaining days. Confined to a bed and tethered to IV tubes 24 hours a day? Muscles so weakened that they can't even lift a paintbrush? How's that any different than death? Michelle, a complete recovery remains feasible in your current condition. I can identify 28 clinical cases. You don't have to say this to comfort me, Carl. I'm well aware of the time I have left. Yeah, because that's also the thing, too, that it's like, it becomes that kind of situation that people have to think about, right? It's like, would you rather, like, extend the life you live, but be confined to a certain degree than what you were able to do previously and not have as many of the freedoms as you once did in your former state? Or would you rather take the chance, do what you can with whatever time you have left to still keep enjoying life? I mean, the other thing too is like, even if you are confined, at least you can live through like a couple of special moments with like family or friends or events that's happening at home and stuff. But again, it's like you're not living through that, so it does become quite the quandary when you think about it as a whole. Because again, it goes to the concept as to like, how do you want to feel accomplished with everything you've done in life? That sentiment doesn't always have to be just like when you're in the sense of danger. It can be in times like this too. Let's review today's meeting, Carl. Based on your observations, what kind of individuals do you believe our partners to be? Would you like me to provide a comprehensive explanation on all my conclusions? You don't need to keep anything from me, Carl. I know that you've been investigating these things on your own ever since our Kowloon adventure. It appears you've had some fresh insights following your conversation with Lady Chu. And truth be told, that's precisely what I hoped to see. Rarely does hesitation appear on a mechanoid's face like this. That was his hand to organize his thoughts before starting to voice his opinions. The Norman Mining Corps has presented a rather enticing proposition. However, their motivations for undertaking the Constellia project extend far beyond the disclosures made today. Official and unofficial statistics indicate that the Norman Mining Corps employ comparable strategies to establish this financial dominance in no fewer than 47 regions. Sure, control rests in their hands or those of their subsidiaries. Next in line is the proposal put forth by the world government acting like commercial alliance. Carl begins to detail the information and data he's gathered through his investigations on the global network and concealed databases. His horrifying events and wrongdoings are widely known in the shadowy corners, yet the general public living in the Golden Age remains blissfully unaware. The representatives sent by the ARU and Kowloon held their own motives. As for Collins, special consultant in the transatlantic economic community, we cannot glean any information from his heavily classified profile, but there undoubtedly exists a formidable force backing him. They all aspire to gain control over this city, incorporating Constellia into their broader economic landscape. The air of composure, Michelle quietly allows Carl to conclude his speech. I still find it astounding that you've already cultivated such a deep comprehension of this world. Michelle, with all due respect, I must express my concern that all of them are in direct opposition to both you and the ideals embodied by this city. Right. That's what it kind of makes sense, because in the end, he didn't have their help. Because if it was, maybe people would have thought more differently. Maybe people wouldn't have had to act the way they did. Like, think about it. With the ARU, I'm not saying this could have been a whole complete situation, or maybe you could have changed everything. But if they did have a hand with Constellia, they wouldn't have to fall back on having their own private army of mechanoids once they stopped the PV and try to reach their own golden age, right? They wouldn't have to take such drastic measures because they would have already made a big contribution with this place, which is supposed to be like a new safe haven for the future. You could even say the same for Kowloon, because this could have been like a backup place that they could have moved to after if they had done it. But it's true that they did all have their own intentions. The ARU, they wanted to monopolize everything after the punishing virus was gone with their army. Kowloon, Lady Chu only cared about her people, no one else. Meaning that the freedom that would be here, it would only belong to Kowloon, but restricted to everyone else. Norman Mining Corps would be the same thing, because we know how the president of the company was. So, it makes sense why it really is kind of hard to see that. And especially with what we've seen of like what happened with Agdalect and the Eternal Engine, it does make it hard to think that they could have actually tried to work together with them as well, considering they had their own issues too. So I see why it's like, in the end, he just did it on his own, because he couldn't trust how all those humans were at the time. They weren't like the best and brightest example of it. I'm not saying that there is the one perfect answer, but from everything that he'd seen at that time, especially since they already had so much power / influence or authority because of the positions that they were in at the time, it allowed them to have a bigger, a greater view of what was really going on behind the scenes with each place. However, if we exclude these people, how can we ever hope to construct this city? Or my blueprint, or me building it brick by brick? We require their presence, but they may not necessarily require mine. They have the option to replace me at any time, just how insignificant my role is in this circumstance. But Constellia is your creation. You're mistaken, Carl. Constellia isn't my creation. It's the creation of humanity. Humanity is the sole catalyst behind its inception. I merely played a role within it. must confess, harbor my own aspirations in this endeavor. This were akin to an orchestra performance, I would desire to conduct this podium. It's the most dazzling of all oppositions, even though I understand that the conductor is never truly the one directing the performance. It's time for the injection, Michelle. Carl carefully retrieves a syringe from the sterile box and asks Michelle to roll up his sleeve. A faint smile graces Michelle's face as he observes the medicine with the syringe slowly entering his body. Human beings are undeniably delicate creatures. If you were to apply even a tad more pressure to my feeble old wrist, I might just snap. Carl, you trying to create something on your own these days? Michelle, ensuring your well-being remains my foremost concern. So, you go take care of another cranky old fellow once I'm gone? Per the agreement, you possess the authority to dispose of me prior to your passing. You know I won't. Yes, I know, Michelle. Confirming, synchronizing world time. Hello, I'd like to pay a visit to Michelle. Could you please provide your identity? The visitor is a young man no more than 20 years old. He's impeccably dressed and exudes a sense of decorum, giving first impression of both confidence and composure. I'm Alan, a member of the WGAA. I come to visit Mr. Michel Vasari as per the chairman's request. Carl's expression suddenly tightens at the mention of WGAA. I have not received any visiting requests from the WGAA. This location does not extend hospitality to individuals associated with that organization. Are you Michelle's assistant? The chairman mentioned you to me, saying that you developed a significant connection with him. Sorry about that. Wanted the aircraft to pass through. My primary responsibility is to serve Michelle. If there's no pressing matter, I kindly request that you depart and allow Michelle to rest. Carl attempts to politely persuade the young man to depart. A faint yet still somewhat charismatic voice emerges. Please, bring him inside, Carl. And to give our address to that old coot, if they send someone, a guest is still a guest. Understood. Pardon me. Alan offers a polite nod before entering Michelle's room. Carl follows closely and comes to a stop just outside the door. The only man on the bed noticeably lacks his visual vitality. His exposed arms look thin and bony, his veins clearly seen. No IV bottles or injections in the room, since at this point medication proves ineffective in stalling the progression of his illness. It's an honor to meet you, Michelle. I've grown up listening to your stories. Cut it out. You are the old good student. I'd bet my bottom dollar Carrasco didn't have nice things to say about me. Actually, that's not accurate. My teacher frequently expressed his regret over losing his dearest friend. Really? But I didn't feel a thing when our friendship ended. Teacher and I both felt deeply sorry at hearing about Constellia. If the WGAA could lend you support, perhaps the situation might undergo some change. You needn't expend your efforts on consoling a dying old man. If the WGAA could genuinely assist me, you would have seen me knocking on your door very long ago. I've exhausted all my efforts, but in the end, I still can't alter the things I yearn to change. I desire to demonstrate the power of art, yet here I am, snarled in the cul-de-sac. Your teacher once said this to me: those who dare to challenge the world often meet unfortunate fates. As it turns out, his prediction has proven rather accurate in its own way. But that old guy's a real chicken. That's what bugs me about him. I believe that art isn't lacking in power. Rather, it's we who lack the proper approach to harness that power. Your attitude's even cockier than me in my younger days. What a delightful surprise, I must say. That Carrasco would have such a gutsy student. You've devoted your entire life to your ideals, and I intend to use mine to validate my beliefs. This is a handwritten letter from my teacher to you, penned before his passing. My visit today is also to deliver his final message.
He's dead? You may go now. Read the letter here or take it with you. Either way, I'm not going to read it.
I see. In that case, I'll be going, Michelle.
Carl, come over here. Let me hold your hand.
Michelle, why do you refuse to read that letter?
My life teeters on the edge of its conclusion. The person who penned that letter has already departed this world before me. There's no longer any purpose in reading it. I've learned that the old coot got himself an excellent student, and that's good enough for me. He probably figured that would get me all worked up. Too bad for him. Didn't work. Throughout my entire life, I never accepted any students or disciples. Perhaps owing to my personality. It's far too arrogant to believe that someone would tread the same path as me. Carl, even though you haven't produced a single work yet, in a way, you are my student.
Michelle, I'm not deserving of such a title. I'm merely a mechanoid.
Why can't a mechanoid be a human student? You'll never endure the agony of bodily pain, or be confined by a short lifespan. Your soul can roam freely in this world. You can journey farther than I ever did.
There's no soul in a mechanoid, Michelle.
Is that so, Carl? You've always seen yourself as Sancho Panza, but there won't be a master whom you can serve forever. I want you to be a storyteller. It's time to stop being Sancho Panza, because the Don Quixote you served is about to bid you farewell. You're going to embark on your own journey.
Michelle,
Everyone believes I failed. They all deem my efforts futile. However, I know I didn't fail, because I found you.
Confirming. Commencing system self-check. Critical structural damage detected. Mobile functions disabled. You're awake. Magician performed emergency maintenance on your body. Unfortunately, we have a shortage of compatible components, so we can facilitate a complete recovery for you.
With the activation of the new visual terminal, he rises from the rudimentary plank bed and begins to observe his surroundings. Finds himself in a structure reminiscent of a church. Those decrepit stains suggest it has been abandoned for quite some time.
The world began to crumble in the wake of the virus called punishing by humans. You established a makeshift shelter with your former master's estate, providing refuge to humans who had lost their homes due to the virus. My master.
Yeah. Because at least that's the saving grace for Michel, right? He had already passed before that happened. The virus will reach here soon. We can't stay here for any more. Sooner or later, this mechanoid's gonna go haywire. We'll be doomed when that happens.
But Mr. Carl has been looking out for us. Everyone, please calm.
To complete a sentence, the man staying behind him delivers a forceful blow to the back of his head.
Damage to external terminal detected.
What did you do? Cutting off any potential threats early. This thing will turn against humans once that punishing virus messes it up. Grab all the valuables and food quick. Our government's put out a worldwide alert. Gotta move to a safer spot.
You have no authority to confiscate Michelle's belongings. You have no authority.
Only thick smoke and flickering flames offer him a response. Damn.
Shit. My apologies, but we couldn't avoid accessing the memory stored within you during the repair process. Data loss detected. Level 2 classified files. Michelle's portfolio. Your external data terminal sustained severe damage, which necessitated the replacement of the memory storage chip. However, since the new chip isn't entirely compatible, a substantial amount of redundant data had to be deleted during the replacement process, with the exception of your own memory. Hierophant discovered you in a ruin, transported you back here for repairs. They were currently still scouring the nearby area for both Mechanoid casualties and supplies. And you are? My name is Arcana. And during the Golden Age, I served as a humanoid machine, leading humans in the study of occultism and divination. Following the outbreak of the PV, I encountered Magician and Hierophant first, then came across you.
Ah, so he was one of the OGs.
In the present era, oh wait, no, actually, yeah, Heckma did say that.
He was one of the OGs, but I didn't think like that far back.
In the present era, mechanoids endure relentless persecution at the hands of humans. We must unite and safeguard our awakened brethren from further senseless tribulations. Magician Hierophant and I have been discussing about establishing an organization dedicated to fostering mutual support among mechanoids. Would you like to join us? Together we shall construct an ark of our own, guiding all mechanoids toward a haven and solace of belonging. How can you ensure success? Because I once heeded the profound message imparted by Sage, who shall illuminate our path toward the future. In that envisioned future, what fate will befall humanity? Given your first-hand witness to their actions, it should not be arduous to surmise that ultimate outcome that awaits them. It's not like I have a place to go to anyway. You saved me, but I find no justification to decline your offer. Very well then. Welcome aboard. I implore you to accept this as a cherished keepsake, symbolizing our newfound bond as comrades from this point onward.
As he reached out, his hands clasped a card made of coated paper, represented by Arcana. Depicts a spired tower, piercing through the clouds, a Roman numeral 16 thrown in his face.
By the way, what's your name? The code name serves as the external identity, yet among comrades it's appropriate to address one another by our true names.
Carl was the name bestowed upon him by his master. However, only now in this moment does he truly come to terms with the undeniable truth that his master is departed, leaving him to navigate the world alone.
I've buried my old name along with the master I used to serve. From now on, I prefer to live as his student. So, please address me as Cervantes. Great Tower. A stream of intricate data woven with complex codes transmitted into his memory shell. He only skips through contents with a mere glance before discarding the outcome into the recycling bin of his hard drive. Because he final gaze upon the enigmatic giant computing power terminal, he readies himself to depart from the church. Now a testament to his and his comrades' shared endeavors over the course of years. You truly plan to walk away just like that, Cervantes? Figure emerges none other than the Hierophant of the church, one of the earliest mechanoids with whom Cervantes forged a connection here. Given the plethora of monikers circulating among the members, Cervantes has come to refer to him as simply a Hierophant. The construction of the Great Tower is complete, and Xavier alone can handle all the maintenance work from now on. There's no point for me to remain here any longer. This tower acts as a global network exclusive to the church. No matter how far apart we may be physically, we can still stay connected and communicate with ease.
Is leaving a better option for you?
Many of our comrades have chosen to stay here, eagerly waiting for the arrival of Sage. The act of waiting has the power to mend numerous wounds. We've witnessed countless comrades who had lost hope in this world, only to have their hope rekindled by Sage's revelation. The revelation is undeniably real, breathing life into that hope once again. But I reject the notion of choosing the path of waiting, for I still have an unfinished mission ahead of me. As a student, it's my duty to deliver a work of creation that is ultimately truly deserving of his teachings.
Cervantes! Mechanoid mecha form. Easily dashes out of the church hall. Frankly calls out Cervantes' name in a state of agitation. Xavier said you're leaving? Where are you off to?
Please don't tell me you actually left in the middle of Xavier's maintenance session. He's going to lose it when he finds out.
That's besides the point now that you're bailing. Remember when you promised to have my back while I take down that big fella and become the chariot? Who can just go back on your word like that?
That was some crazy talk you spewed out after chugging expired engine oil.
I never made any promise like that to you. Hey, Typhoon Dicer, you notice already?
Well, this is totally Cervantes' call. I can't really do anything to stop him.
Don't worry about me, Blaze. Seems like there are still some mechanoids who want to join my journey. I won't be alone.
Do you have to do this?
My teacher said he did not fail, even though everyone labeled him so. I must prove him right. I'm the one chosen by him to fulfill his vision on his behalf. He believed that I could create a world of his dreams.
But you still don't know how.
Maybe you're right, but I have a feeling that the answer lies in humanity. Humans have deviated from our predictions, yet still persisting in their efforts to reclaim Earth, the very place they once called home. I believe that this answer will also be crucial for the future of mechanoids.
I see. Because you're well equipped and are ready for the journey. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. By the way, you ever find yourself losing sight of your destination or the true purpose of your journey, I recommend going back to the basics of formality. It's a method described as learning through investigation in the ancient texts of Kowloon.
Are you sure you have a correct grasp of its meaning?
Just think of it as a little piece of advice for your friend.
Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Alright then. Time for my departure.
As a metal arrow pierces through the last enemy, mechanoid hush falls over the entire hall, restoring tranquil silence.
Is it over? The alarms have stopped. There should be no more trouble for now.
Trojan disconnects the tonfas from her arms. The engines at the rear release vapor to cool down the iron needles, which had turned red from overheating. Meanwhile, Lena takes the weapon box with Zika to replenish her arrows. We set off from Isla, the duo continues their exploration. Following a period devoid of arduous battles, reach another hall. They devise a plan for their next move.
Isla turned off her transponder, and the mind connection was severed as well. There's no way for me to confirm her current location. Well, it seems like someone's hell-bent on making sure we don't look for her. This art museum deploys a large cloister structure. If she manages to break free, she should be able to rendezvous with us at the end point. I believe in Isla. That kind of obstacle is no sweat for her. I told you, don't go jumping to optimistic assumptions all the time. A comms request? Is it from Isla? Can you hear me, Miss Top Student? Well, I didn't really expect anyone to pick up, but it's quite a miracle your sorry squad has managed to survive this long. Vanessa? How? Is communication between this place and the outside world restored? Seriously, don't come at me with stupid questions. Can't you just check it yourself? The only possible reason I can reach out to you is because we're nearby. Nearby? Wait, by we you mean...
Been a while since the Hetero Tower incident, right?
Santos? Why are you with Vanessa? You both come to the city? Oh, this is the fabled Commander Grey Raven. What? Can't keep your composure after meeting your precious big hero? Cut the loser act already. Wait, where's the WGAA construct? She already fall victim to your pathetic commanding skills? I'll split up from us to divert the attention of the enemies. We'll catch up with her later. Oh, you finally figured out how to use a construct as bait. Not bad, I must say. Seems like some of my teachings actually managed to sink in. I just don't get what those higher-ups are thinking, putting a ragtag squad on a mission like this. And now here I am, stuck dealing with this jinx and cleaning up the mess you've made. Vanessa, what do you...
I'll take over from here. As the clock inches closer to 4 in the afternoon, the two humans and three constructs traverse the main avenue, sadly making their way toward the city at the center of Constellia.
You mean Kurno sent their people here too? To retrieve some lost test subject? I see. Now everything we've been through starts to make sense. It's unbelievable that you were completely clueless this whole time.
Seems that the Purifying Force received a deployment order too.
Not to help us out, but to erase all evidence, of course. These little tricks pulled behind the scenes in the military are common knowledge by now. Anyone with even a hint of experience in the task force should be aware of them more or less.
We can retrieve the test subject before Kurno does. The situation will tilt heavily in our favor.
I understand. That's why both of you are here. In that case, I'll adapt Iris Warbler's course of action according to the latest information. During the wait for reinforcements from Grey Raven and Egret, our priority will be focused on investigations. Just hold on tight, Miss Top Student, until we reach you. You're my first protege, so don't go pulling any dumb stunts. You're making me look like a fool in front of this person. No unusual signs detected, Commandant. Good work, Lucia. If Liv and Lee were with us, we could have performed a more thorough scan of the city. Since I'm the only one here, we need to proceed with extra caution. Upon a recon mission, Lee was summoned back to Babylonia by the Science Council for a routine checkup on his hyperreal frame. Meanwhile, Hippocrates took Liv back for a similar purpose as well. This Nicola assigned both you and Egret, who just wrapped up their previous mission, to provide support to Iris Warbler. Abominata will make every effort to provide assistance to Mistress and the Grey Raven Commandant. Both you and Miss Top Student better not drag me down. Leslie has her eyes on a construct adorned with flashy coating, strolling ahead with a carefree demeanor. The construct is casually taking in the cityscape, seemingly treating the mission as a mere leisurely walk rather than a serious endeavor. Now they've got this shiny new toy in my hands, it's the perfect opportunity to put it to the test and see its real worth. And to teach that idiot Leslie how to properly train subordinates.
I heard you were Sika's instructor during your internship.
Yeah, lucky me. She's a complete idiot who can't even handle a construct properly. I have no idea how she manages to become a chief of FOS. Just the sight of her gets on my nerves. I don't see any redeeming qualities in her except her hard work. If it weren't for someone from HQ asking me for a favor, I would have kicked her back to FOS in a heartbeat. Abominata recalls that Mistress saved all the Commandant Seeker's battle reports in her personal terminal, complete with meticulous comments. Hey, zip it. Who gave you permission to speak?
Someone seems quite invested in the younger generation's growth.
I took her as my student to boost my own reputation and climb the ranks. Don't assume everything is as stagnant as you. Content with just being a task force commandant. Someone like her is bound to meet a pointless end on the battlefield sooner or later. I'm just giving her a crash course on how to survive a little longer.
If only the war could end sooner. Perhaps she might have been better off not becoming a soldier, as you said.
Here we go with your ridiculous love and peace theory again. Spare me the nonsense. I'm allergic to that kind of talk.
At least we've entered the next stage.
I can't tell if you're generally foolish or just plain dumb. The war is not going to end, even if one day the punishing virus is no longer the threat. What makes you say that? Doesn't everyone want the war to end? Hero Babylonian Grey Raven Commandant. You aren't blind, are you? The proof is right in front of us, plain as day. You know why construct tech has been progressing at lightning speed these past few decades? And you also know that many of these breakthroughs would have never gone to the green line in the old days. The test subjects were supposed to rescue. What we're supposed to rescue is a direct result of this messed up situation. Just like construct tech and Ascension Network.
Right.
Because that's kind of the issue, like, no matter what world it is, right?
Evolution can lead to destruction in some ways. Or even violence, even though that isn't the main intention. Because there will always be people who try to do that, take advantage of it.
You really think there's any shot in hell that this war will wrap up before those ambitions are fully satisfied? Just look at all the groups you ran into this whole fucking game.
I'll do everything I can to end it.
Well, really? Well, then I wish you all the best of luck.
She offers a smattering of insincere applause. Spontaneous sarcasm and contempt. Losing your unchanged countenance, she quickly grows bored with your lack of reaction and shifts her gaze towards somewhere in the cityscape.
What's the matter, mistress? Nothing. Just my head starts pounding the moment I remember I'm stuck on this mission with two idiots. Let's keep moving and wrap this up quickly.
Oh, Teasel's here. Okay. Interesting. How much more I got? Oh, damn, that was only 2%.
Leader Onavota.
Oh, that's a song without words, right? At least I think from my German. Because lead was like a song. Or is it a singer without words? Or songs without words? Damn it. Need to check. Because I know Ona's without, Vota obviously words. Damn, how the fuck am I actually forgetting this now? And I'm still taking a German class.
Space scan complete.
Based on the map layout, the final exhibition hall lies ahead of us. The last.
This the moon base? How the fuck did they have info on this? Seriously, there's no way they should have even been on the moon.
The gate swings open, they're immediately engulfed in an aura of solitude. For beneath them is adorned with a resilient layer of white rock stratum. As they gaze up at the dome above, a sprawling expanse of starry sky unfolds before their eyes. Or would this still be data from like the mission that Haikma and Trailblazer were on? Instead, all, an aqua-colored earth hangs prominently in the center, captivating their sight. This is the moon, but the starry sky above them is evidently a projection created by a series of reflection panels. However, it appears to still be in the midst of calibration. So this is a proof of my halfway abandoned endeavor. The head of our tower sprang up just as I was preparing this exhibition hall. Once the crisis was resolved, I saw no reason to continue my work here any longer. Stepping out from behind a curtain constructed of projection panels, a slender mechanoid makes his presence known and comes to a halt before him. Greetings, Cervantes. It's a great honor to make your acquaintance. I love from the WGA of Art. Our paths have finally crossed, Mr. Seaweed Bob Cervantes. Haikma, Spooner, I understand the purpose of your visit, but before we proceed, would you kindly grant us a moment? Brad launches with several nods, stepping back alongside Spooner, allowing them ample space for undisturbed conversation. In the wake of the PV outbreak, rather than downsizing or vanishing, the WGAA gracefully evolved into an integral and enduring force within humanity. Initially, my intention was only to have WGAA members visit here, but it appears that Alan is already steadfastly forging ahead on his quest to actualize his ideals. Little did I expect such an intertwined history between you and Chairman Allen. Then he should have already surmised that you were the one orchestrating the reconstruction of Constellia. That's probably why he sent us on this mission.
Ah, right. Because at least someone who could be somewhat like-minded. Because again, it's like, they said that there were issues between Michelle and the former head of the WGAA. But with Alan now at the top, he could provide the opportunity he needs to actually communicate with Cervantes.
He has surpassed me by a great margin. If our teachers were still vying against each other, it would have been a disappointment to Michelle. But even so, I still yearn for that answer, no matter the method required to obtain it. I must uncover the missing piece that will allow me to fulfill my teacher's vision for him. Mr. Michel Vasari, what was his ultimate pursuit? Witnessing the fulfillment of Constellia during the Golden Age?
It lingers in silence for a fleeting moment, gently brushing over a particular spot in their code before finally letting it all fall back down.
The city, in essence, is supposed to serve as a mere formality. What my teacher generally sought after was a lighthouse. A lighthouse. A lighthouse capable of dissipating every trace of fog with its radiant light, liberating the perplexed from their state of bewilderment, and illuminating the path ahead for those who advance. A resolute beacon guiding humanity toward the future, to the next era. Teacher had said this to me more than once. The Golden Age is not the culmination of humanity. It is far from achieving the status of a perfect world. Even with the eradication of large-scale wars, extreme poverty, and territorial conflicts, and even if economic prosperities give rise to splendid trinkets of civilization, the underlying nature of the world will continue to be marred by ugliness. For conflicts will persist, even in the absence of war. Hierarchies will emerge, even without poverty. The humans will invariably divide into factions, perpetuating into an eternal cycle of rivalry and strife, regardless of the perception of territories. Snared within the alluring illusion of a gleaming golden sea, people find their way forward, progress hindered by invisible constraints. Having now observed the entire situation surrounding Constellia, You should have already realized the very foundation upon which the so-called monument was constructed. What you're saying now is the same as what Villiers told you, isn't it? After witnessing the harsh realities, that young man chose to escape. But my teacher always maintained faith in humanity, firmly believing that through the power of art, humans could discover the path leading to a bright future. Just like the tricolor held in the hand of liberty, and the letter gripped by Jean-Paul Marat, Constellia will become the lighthouse, even if its birth is destined amidst the mire and turmoil. But Michel was stripped of his decision-making authority during the initial stages of construction, and according to your memory, he passed away shortly thereafter. In the end, the construction of Constellia was left incomplete. The internal records of the WGAA revealed that even the blueprint was lost during the Great Evacuation, following the outbreak of the punishing virus. If we only look at the outcome, then he failed, didn't he? Teacher did not fail, as he never would. He held steadfast belief in his own success until the very end of his life, even behind a contingency plan. A responsibility entrusted to me, to carry forth his legacy and fulfill his vision. As Cervantes' words resonate, a fleeting glimpse of sorrow flickers in his eyes. As his head, fist clenched, still prepared to face the reprimand of unseen presence. He held the belief that I, as a student, would be able to uncover the answer that resided within his heart and fulfill his unfinished dreams. But I failed him. The young man named Villiers was correct. Mechanoids are creations rooted in rational logic. This fundamental nature remains unaltered regardless of any external influences imposed upon them. Despite exhausting every possible calculation for my capabilities, I failed to discover the future the teacher had envisioned. During the period, I bore witness to multiple instances of my fellow mechanoids succumbing to self-destruction, unable to resolve the internal conflicts within their logical frameworks. They, like me, were plagued by similar questions, and ultimately arrived at similar conclusions. There is no future in this ravished world. That's why you decided to shift your focus back to humanity. Indeed, because you humans have deviated from our conclusions every time. While my attempts and imitations may prove futile, you have succeeded at all crucial junctures. The Red Tide, the Ascendants, hetero creatures, the hetero tower. Perhaps there exists even more beyond my perception. If you're curious about how humanity managed to turn the tide in tough situations, why not go and ask those who were right in the middle of it all? Though I have to admit the WGAA didn't really have much of a role to play in those events. Because you are all observers and witnesses to the unfolding events, just like me. I need not specific examples, but a general principle that can be summarized and applied universally.
I see. Something that can kind of become the standard. Right, because it's like they say, people who only experience it would only have a certain insight. People who only hear of it from word of mouth will only know of it from that certain perspective and nothing else.
This is similar to how humans study the art of the past to gain insight in ancient times. Because artists are as or serve as captivating reflection of their era. In this regard, the WGAA should possess the most profound understanding of the outcomes achieved by humanity. The causes, as delineated by mechanoids, all fall short of achieving such outcomes. On the other side, a miracle transpires repeatedly, it can rightfully be acknowledged as a transformative paradigm. A paradigm? Do you think the whole setup and workings of this world can be unraveled like a theater play or a novel? Taken apart piece by piece? And do you believe that once you have mastered the art of storytelling, you can guide and shape everything toward the desired conclusion? Much like the creator of a literary work? A poet often crafts a poem by contemplating the desired ending first, while a painter holds a complete picture within their heart before even lifting the brush. Humans and mechanoids operate in contrasting ways. Mechanoids deduce outcomes by uncovering and analyzing clues, whereas humans tend to take action only after they have a clear understanding of the intended outcome. If reclaiming Earth is not possible, any effort directed toward it would be meaningless. If the conclusions drawn by mechanoids hold true, the world as a whole shall employ a method akin to Calong's Tabula Akasha, But what exactly are the reasons that make you deviate from our conclusions and walk different paths? And what is it that instills in you the belief that you can achieve success? Every paradigm presents its unique pattern. What mechanoids lack are inherent causes that are exclusive to humans. And this is the answer I'm seeking. If I can uncover the principles that have helped humans navigate through desperate situations and obtain a universal equation capable of solving all problems, I will be able to replicate similar outcomes. While it may not be as straightforward as a numerical sequence, with a clear sense of purpose and a defined path, I believe that one day I will be capable of constructing a new Constellia, in a world that aligns with the vision of my teacher. The mechanoid bears his innermost thoughts. His composed demeanor cannot conceal the underlying excitement that permeates his words. His gaze remains intensely locked onto Isla, as if his long-awaited dream of many years could come true in the very next moment. Response on his reaction is one of some serene silence. Gently closes her eyes, her hand resting upon her chest while a meaningful smile adorns her face. Remember the question you asked me in the mind? What I'm trying to say is that maybe the storyteller already had the answer within them all along. Little did he know that one day humans would invent steel wings to soar through the skies, or that in the distant future our eyes would behold the enigmatic landscapes beyond the sun. But even with the knowledge that his fate would be to burn and meet his demise, Icarus still boldly embraced his desire to fly toward the sun. I'm sorry, but I can't give you what you want. From my perspective, the world is not simply a story or a painting. There's no ultimate narrative, flawless composition, or guaranteed formula for success. That's just how I see it. At least, the protagonist in the story I want to tell would never choose to fight solely for the sake of guaranteed victory. But that doesn't make any sense. What will be the purpose of striving for a goal that can never be achieved? It's confirmed that humans do possess an inherent quality that surpasses the predictions of mechanoids. Through decades of endeavors, I've verified this viewpoint. My conclusion can't possibly be proven wrong. I've deliberately placed formidable obstacles in every area of this museum. And time and again, you have admirably triumphed over adversaries that surpass your capabilities. The very fact that you have encountered unforeseen challenges that now stand before me, this very moment, serves as compelling evidence that proves me right. No way am I going to say that humans are a bunch of clueless idiots who fail to grasp this concept. Well, there are smart ones among us who are outcome-oriented. However, when it comes to creating those so-called miracles, it's often the fools who dare to take action without overly dwelling on the potential consequences. I must admit, I can't embody any of the determination, willpower, or strength possessed by those daring fools. Hence, I can only offer you my personal perspective. Even in my own eyes, the ideas I cling to may appear somewhat unrealistic, but nevertheless, I still choose to hold on to them. To be honest, pursuing goals that are bound to fail may not make much sense to others. Despite the inevitable outcome of failure that awaits, I'm resolute in continuing on this path. I don't understand. Doesn't failure imply the complete negation of all the efforts and endeavors undertaken? Even a most daring gambler would take a moment to evaluate the odds of winning before placing their final bet. If the probability of turning the tables is deemed to be 0, it's highly unlikely that they would choose to start the game. Mechanoid exhibits no fear of failure itself. To the contrary, it continues to hold steadfast faith in what he's always believed, even to the day. He believes in the possibility of his teacher's dream becoming a reality. He envisions himself as the instrument to bring that vision to fruition. Should he fail, everything his teacher has devoted a lifetime to would be rendered futile. His death would be stripped of all significance, granting ample opportunity for those that betrayed him. Liars, profiteers, and opportunists mercilessly mock his legacy. Could this be Michelle's true intention leaving this windmill to the world? The Don Quixote of this city didn't confuse the windmill for a giant. He actually charged at it, fully aware that it was just a windmill. He knew he couldn't possibly defeat the windmill, and the chances of encountering an actual giant were slim to none. Nonetheless, he still aspired to be remembered as a knight. Teacher's true intention. How could it even be possible? He'd always been so faithful, firmly believing in his triumph until the very end. How could it be possible that he staked his entire life on an outcome destined for failure? I think I can understand how you feel. I once had a dear friend who played a vital role in guiding me on my artistic journey, almost like a teacher to me. She possessed the talent to secure any desired outcome to her abilities, yet she consciously chose not to take that path. She willingly relinquished that bestowed success in order to embrace the opportunity to experience failure firsthand. Initially, I couldn't comprehend her motives either, until I embarked on the path that truly resonated with my own aspirations. By losing everything, she also gained everything. I believe that even if given the opportunity to start anew, Selena would have made the same choice without hesitation. I cannot agree. If what you say is true, then why did he leave me as a student of his behind? He must have held an unwavering belief in that answer, and that was why he entrusted me, a mechanoid, with the task of searching for it. Well, that could also be true. What exactly are you trying to say? I'm not claiming that my words are unquestionably right. I'm simply sharing my feelings with you. With the passing of the show, I have no way of ascertaining his true thoughts and intentions. All I've learned is that he had discovered a vision that he was willing to dedicate his life fighting for. And only those who strive toward that vision will realize that their actions are nothing more than leaving some footprints upon the earth. Those footprints bear the names self and life. In life, everyone's granted just one chance. No matter how challenging or convoluted the path may be, we must persist and keep moving forward at all times.
We think we are observing the world around us, but in truth, we're all merely looking at ourselves. You'll never endure the agony of bodily pain, be confined by a short lifespan. Your soul can roam freely in this world. You can journey farther than I ever did. Everyone believes I failed. They all deem my efforts futile. However, I know that I didn't fail, because I found you. Distance, a dull explosion reverberates. What happened? Spooner's senses immediately heightened, his gaze fixed on Cervantes, who maintains a rather composed demeanor.
Has it started? Is it Sika and the others? Did they run to the Colonel troop? Mr. Cervantes, is this part of your plan?
No, I have nothing to do with Colonel's constructs. I merely sought to utilize them to stir some mischief for this young lady and collect more compelling data. Initially, when I took the so-called test subject they were searching for, it was purely out of my interest of human creations, and my desire to validate a specific possibility.
Oh, so... Yeah, because I was kind of thinking, it's like, he wouldn't be the test subject then, right? Because it's like, this is still similar to like the experiment of like Hikma and Nanami, but it's like, Colonel never went to the extent of actually trying to go after them. So it's like, why would this be any different, even if he went AWOL just like Hikma did? I see. So he does actually have the actual thing they're looking for.
So when she came back here in that form, I even found it quite unbelievable. Came back? Here?
Warning. Unauthorized intruders detected. Initiating cleansing program. The projection panels in the exhibit hall suddenly begin to operate erratically, as the deafening sound of blaring alarms fills the air, enveloping them all in disoriented cacophony.
Once is unforgivable. Twice can be tolerated, but 3 times? They seem to be recycling this cliche plot again. Even I'm starting to grow impatient. I can only imagine how the audience must be feeling. Mr. Cervantes, it's not me. Must be intruders breaking in from the outside. I've no comment on your artistic mastery, but you sure are a lousy network engineer. As the expertise of magician, must admit I've only scratched the surface of what he's taught me. Also, don't underestimate that test subject. It's a computing power monster. The back door left from the first time can effortlessly manipulate the entire city's control system. No time to dwell on that now, Hikma, Spooner. Mind lending me a hand one more time?
I don't think we really have a choice anyway.
Request confirmed. Collaborative combat mode activated.
に強化しなさい。想定外の事故発生。
Man,
再解析。イマジネーションに強化しなさい。
look how many more of these there's gonna be.
イマジネーションに強化しなさい。
What in the heck? Lizzie, what the fuck am I
私の
fighting
浸
this?
水見せてあげる。
Lizzie, what's even looking at me?
想定外の事故発生。再解析。一個気間違っちゃ
Oh
っ
my
た。
god, I actually can't believe this. Just easily lose? Are you serious? Come on.
イマジネーションに強化しなさい。
That's good.
キャンバス準備完了。当たれー。この色で未来を塗り替える。
Dude, it's taking fucking forever. Okay, good. Wait, what's even looking? Oh shit. I see. I was actually the enemy that was up in the air. Oh no! I knew it. It would be this thing again. But seriously, where do you even get the data from this? What is this? A replica of some monster. Seriously, where did he get this thing from?
想定外の
This is
事故
supposed to be
発生。
secret info.
再解析。
Oh my god, I've already taken damage. Yeah, I'm gonna have a couple of deaths this bad. Oh my god.
イマジネーションに強化しなさい。
Switch the heck
高出力作戦回路アクティベート。想定外の事故発生。再開ロックオン。
Go.
解析破壊。シンクロ率上昇適応回路高出力作戦回路アクティベート。
No, 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 no. Let me
想
go, let
定
me go,
外
let
の
me
事
go.
故発生。再解析。シンクロ率上昇ロックオン。
Go.
解析破壊。キャンバス準備完了。損傷率が限界値をこの色で未来を塗り替える。イマジネーションに強化しなさい。想定外の事故発生。再解析。キャンバス準備完了。咲き誇りなさい。この色で未来を塗り替える。
God damn, I don't hit twice.
想定外の事故発生。再解析。
Oh shit.
気間違っちゃった
Wait, did I actually die or what? Or am I just staying up for something else? I'm not really sure. Oh damn it, I missed the touch. Oh shit.
イマジネーションに強化しなさい。想定外の事故発生。
This time it's
再解
done.
析。キャンバス準備完了。この色で未来を塗り替える。
I think it's healing something. Oh shit. Ooh. Da 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 da.
インスピレーションエクスプロージョン。 書き間違っちゃった。
Shit.
みんなの期待に高出力作戦回路アクティベート。適応回路動作正常ロックオン。
Good. Now it's the big farewell here. Spoon and I have something else to do. I see. You take care too. Oh, okay. Nice. 15 minutes ago, I had to trick it through the final door, or final indoor corridor. Seekers group her eyes at a colossal circular room. The room unfolds like a miniature palace. Its dome-shaped ceiling adorned with the orbits of stars. Each of the stars emit a gentle ethereal blue glow that bathes the interior. So this is the final hall.
So far, we uncovered around 83% of this art museum, and the only remaining section is the part that links up to that windmill in the center. Speaking of the test subject that HQ asked us to find, and I gazed toward the center of the room where a prismatic pedestal stands amidst the dimly lit hall. But say upon the pedestal is a glass cage. Illuminated by the gentle starlight filtering through the dome, the humanoid figure becomes vaguely visible within the confines of the cage. Yet the dimness of the light source shrouds their true features, even their exact appearance elusive and enigmatic. Find us. Echoes of the past rippled through Lena's mind like icy stinging needles, as if they were attempting to pierce through the skull. Since her arrival in the city, she's intermittently detected peculiar sounds. She was refrained from sharing her unsettling sensations with her squad members. Trojan can't be trusted. Sika, an experienced commandant, is still not worthy of any trust. Amongst them all, Isla the captain, their squad appears to be the most dependable. However, there is an elusive quality about her that makes it hard for people to truly see through her. So wait, is that thing like the... It's like the puppet she uses in actual fights, right? Because I realized it's like, how come I'm not actually using her like I'm supposed to? Yeah, they're only talking about like her using her bow and arrow. So I was like, is that what it is? The test subject is actually that thing that she's supposed to be controlling? And is that the real reason why they sent her specifically to this squad, right? Throughout their mission, the four of them have maintained a delicate sense of distance. Lena initially hoped that finding Cervantes would unveil the root of this dissimilarity. However, after receiving a call from Eager and Grey Raven, things appear to have become even more complicated. However, information regarding Kurna's test subject had always eluded Lena's ears, as it should have. From her perspective, her decision to draw an Aris Warbler was also a strategic move orchestrated by Nicola to impede Kurna's infiltration into the task force. Ah, I see. So the other reason was so that they didn't have an inside man already tagging along. However, as Lena came face to face with the alleged test subject, those logical considerations gradually gave way to a more instinctive flutter deep within her being. Let's retrieve him before those Colonel guys arrive and wait for Xanthos' reinforcement in the safer spot. The silent affirmation is conveyed through a nod. She finally grasps her bow, retrieving an arrow from her pouch. With care, she expertly aligns it on a dangling bowstring, taking a deliberate step closer to the center. Just as Lena needs to point discerning the test subject's appearance, they are pierced by the sound of meticulously organized footsteps. George is the first to spot the source of the footsteps and ranges to the hall. Without delay, a team of heavily armed conscript soldiers surges in, catching them off guard and leaving little time for them to readjust their formation. Target spotted! Conscripts swiftly form a single file, effectively blocking any path for retreat for Sika's group. Confirmed. 2 conscripts and 1 human. Verify your identities. And that's what I call a sick move. I expect nothing less from a troop trained by the big name. So, these are your old colleagues. You plan to wipe us out along with them? Seriously, this is the 14th time you picked on me in this mission. If I were actually aiming to be a full-on Trojan horse, I would have knocked you and Commandant out cold, handed you over to them ages ago when we split up with Isla. We're the Iris Warbler squad of the Babylonian Task Force, Commandant Sika LeBron. These 2 conscripts are my squad members. Been assigned by the Babylonian Command Central to carry out a mission here. We haven't received any notifications or orders regarding any other conscript activity in this area. Please identify yourselves. If you fail to provide proper identification, I have the authority to restrict your personal freedom and request the control court of the Purifying Force to put you under mandatory inspection upon completion.
We possess a higher level of executive authority and are not obligated to disclose our identities to you. Therefore, we demand that you promptly leave the area, or we will employ the necessary force without restrictions.
Seriously? You expect us to evacuate while you're blocking all the exits? Come on, you gotta be a bit more realistic here. Their target is the test subject. We can't afford to back down now. You've got a solid crew of 13 people, giving them a serious edge in combat power. If we get into a full-blown battle, they couldn't care less about Commandant's life. Great Raven, where are you? Show me proof of your authority, or I won't make any concessions.
Listen, you're just a task force commandant, so cut the crap and stop playing the big shot around here. You lot are nothing but the command central's cast-offs. Seriously,
Do you actually think anyone gives a damn about your sorry lives? Cast-offs? Said the words plucked the tightly stretched string in her heart that suddenly sound resonates once more within Lena's mind. No one cares if you succeed or not. Just a bunch of cast-offs we'll toss aside once we're done using you. Is this how we're supposed to end? Come back to us. We will become. She snaps back to reality. Lena finds her body already in motion as if an invisible thread is tugging at her. Hand tightly grips the bowstring, which is drawn to its full strength. She releases the arrow source from her palm, carrying with memories roaring within her. You! The arrow pierces through the armor, safeguarding the Colonel Construct's head, causing a spreading swirl of black battle fluid to stain the ground beneath the lifeless body. Lena? The sudden action caught everyone present off guard, surpassing all expectations. There was her bow in her hands, her eyes widening as if they lost focus. The rise and fall of her chest, accompanied by an agitated breath, betrayed the turbulent state of her mind. Pinnacle Force down! Focus fire on the constructs and empty all magazines! Captain Construct Troop is first to react, seizing the perfect opportunity presented by Lena's action to seize the diplomatic delays. Sika engaging full-on gunfire. As their standard pistols unleash a relentless storm of gunfire, Lena is abruptly tackled by an unseen force. The faint blast reverberates next to her ear, while her face registers a warmth of liquid trickling down her bionic skin. It flows down from Sika's forehead as she presses her hand against Lena's shoulder, taking her from harm. Come on! Charging charge of the Colonel's construct, deploying her tonfas to safeguard her chest from their onslaught. A needle housed in the engine propels an enemy who's been targeting Lena into the air. Church's intention is clear: divert attention of the adversaries toward herself. Lena, get out of here. Inform Santos of the situation here. You're the fastest among us. George and I will clear a way out for you, so hurry. Sika struggles to open her eyes and attempts to turn back. She gets the construct barreling down on Trojan. Her vision remains mostly blurred by the blood, making it difficult for her to aim accurately. In his mind, the cacophony grows louder, summoning the primal roar of a raging beast echoing out of her very being. It feels like a buzzing swarm of bees is devastating her brain, forming a chaotic waggle dance within her mind. The icy tingling of nerves and a gradual burning sensation in her body seems engaged in a destructive collision. She falls into a fractured kaleidoscope of tangled memories. Countless layers of overlapping shadows are stripped away. The Ascension Network. That's what I truly want. Man, too bad that you gotta bite the dust right here alongside this worthless loser. Lena, leave! What's wrong with you? Let us make up for your regrets. We will become one. Let us deliver the justice you want. He swiftly executes a backflip that wraps her arms tightly around Sika's waist, deftly rolling with her across the floor to evade the deluge of bullets raining down upon him. I knew it. I just can't get along with you. Her eyes tightly shut, she utters those words, then pulls back the bowstring, holding her breath as she takes steady aim. Hold on. What are you trying to do? His target is not a Corel construct, but rather a glass cage situated in the heart of the hall. As it shatters the glass, it propels into the dome, obliterating the artificial starlight in its wake. The hall is instantly consumed by an all-encompassing darkness, as if swallowed by the depths of an abyss. Suddenly, a blinding purple light tears through the darkness. In the center of the hall, a peculiarly shaped statue of a knight emerges, exuding an aura of authority. He stands as a divine messenger seemingly sent by the gods to the mortal world, destined to meet out justice and sanction all evils. Silver gray armor emanates a mysterious, vibrant purple glow, swung with otherworldly energy. The faint sound of breathing transforms into a hiss resembling a hoarse whisper, with steam passing through the mask. The sealed knight bursts free from its confining cage and proceeds to silently survey everything in its surrounding. This is... The construct sees their relentless gunfire and received a prior instruction to minimize harm to the precious subject. However, the sudden halt is not solely due to the instruction, but rather a response to the overwhelming aura of oppression emanating from the knight statue. Wait, hold up. You guys weren't informed about what exactly you're supposed to retrieve here? She walks toward the statue of the knight in an unhurried demeanor and extends her hand to it. What a troublemaker. Georgia swings into action, swiftly responding to the shifting circumstances. The consort captain remains hesitant, not to take any immediate measure. With her tonfas firmly gripped in hand, she dashed toward the statue, determined to prevent it from establishing a strong connection with Lena. As the striking hammer ignites the fused iron needle of the engine, shoots forth like a beast's sting, but to no avail. It's effortlessly caught by the knight with a single hand. You. Amidst a piercing roar, incomprehensible in nature, akin to a solemn dirge dedicated to those on the brink of burial. Ah, shit. The Last Judgment. The story needs a final enemy. Isla battles her way through the obstacles, determined to reach the epicenter of the explosion. Finally arrives only to find the scene not as tumultuous as she had imagined. Contrary to her expectations, the ground or the air around hangs heavy in it with an eerie silence, as though she stumbled upon a desolate graveyard. What on earth is going on? Oh. But the furthest hall, the construct shuffles forward, his battered and broken boggy dragging slowly, displaying visible signs of wear and damage. Clutching a fragmented anti-tank launcher in his grasp, the construct's waist and abdomen bear a deep, gurgling wound, oozing dark vital fluid. Before Isla can take a step, the construct's legs give way, unable to bear his weight any longer. Shattered beneath him, causes his body to crumble and fall to the ground. Is he from Kurno? She wants to check on the construct, but only to find out he's already become a lifeless corpse. After pushing the half-closed door open, Isla finally sees the whole picture. Once clean and tidy, the interior has become a hell stained with splashing vital fluid. For a dozen unknown constructs lie on the floor, all lifeless, halls covered in shattered armors and dismembered limbs. Isla? Seeker's kneeling next to Troja is severely wounded. Turns back and sees Isla. You arrived just on time. Isla, take this commandant away. No, Trojan, you're injured. You never heard what Lena used to say, did you? Listen, Grey Raven will be here any minute. You must merge with them first, then discuss the next step. Isla couldn't hear Trojan. She seemed to be taken away by the faint light and just stares blankly at the culprits behind this atrocity. Two figures standing in the center of the room. A construct named Lena has a black mask engraved on her face. The night statue hovers behind her like a wraith haunting its host. Lena? Her face hidden behind the mask, the purple-haired construct suddenly lowers her head. The night statue begins to flicker. I see. Babylonia surely came prepared. What are you talking about? The purifying force has already set up a blockade on the main roads of the city. If they can't make use of something, they just destroy it. As always. Purifying force? Oh, right, because they sent a member of the purifying force on a secret mission to eliminate someone. That's what this is. Completely overwhelmed, I was still trying to process the new info. The Chrono constructs are completely wiped out, Trojan's wounds, the night statue that suddenly showed up, and instantly becoming someone else. She has a vague feeling that there's a vast looming shadow behind this mission that she can't comprehend. Right now, there's only one thing she's certain of. The Lena she used to know is turning to a complete stranger. Why did you become like this? Who's that behind you? Is that the subject? Subject? No. We have our own names. We are dead souls buried in the past. Echoes reforged from lust and sin. This is a final warning. Mechanisms around the hall had turned once again. While statues moved between Isla and Lena like puppets on strings. In her eyes is the same purple light that glows in the night statue, indicating that they're under its control. Leave us alone, Babylonia. Construct who claims to be Echo turns her back on Isla as she walks toward the deeper section of the art museum. You've got to be joking! The moment Isla tries to follow, the statues begin to attack her together. At the High Spooner left halfway, Isla's stamina is already significantly drained during the battle in the Moon Hall. The mechanoids alone are tough to deal with. Not to mention, she also has to take care of Troja and Siko. The Golden Night statue completely disappeared from her vision. Isla
Lina gnashes her teeth and stands in front of Trojan Sika holding her gun lance.
There's no other way. Sika, Trojan, I want you to fall back to a safe place first. I'll try to catch up with Lina. No, Isla, I won't let you do that. Trojan's injuries are too serious. We must send her back to get treated first. As the commander of Iris Warbler, I hereby terminate this mission. You'll evacuate the city together with us.
Sika's eyes, now red from the dried blood, are glowing with unwavering determination. Clenched fist, the slightly trembling body shows she's trying extremely hard to control herself to not agree to Isla's demand. Now she wants to go after Lina more than Isla does. She's finally come to realize that something simply cannot be done no matter how much she wants to. As commander, when needed, she must set aside all impulsive emotions and make the decision that's most rational and beneficial to her squad. She can't always live in her dream. For now, she must learn the reality.
Watch out. More mechanoids coming from behind. What are these statues? Some sort of NPCs that automatically spawn? So how many more do we have to fight?
More purple-eyed statues swarmed into the room for the entrance, blocking their way out. Sika tries to hold Trojan up and shoot, but her efforts are futile. Without Trojan as the vanguard, it's increasingly difficult to break through the encirclement.
Great. Dear teammates, do you still have any fancy moves up your sleeves? I was gonna ask you.
Ala knocks two statues away with her energy blast, but the gap is soon filled by new statues. The squad just can't move fast enough for an ancient member.
Yes, you'll have to leave me behind. Isla, your weapon has a short distance thruster. As long as you open a breach, you can take Sika with you. No, Commander said we would bring you back to treat you. You not hear that? Didn't you talk about how we should respond to this potential situation in the shuttle? I should have touched wood, but whatever. Our story can't end this way. Nothing is certain before the ending comes. I may not be able to change it, but it wouldn't be me if I give up fighting.
That's right, Isla. Like a flash that cuts through the endless darkness, the concert with twin tails dashes across the gloomy hall with her crimson frosted katana. Thruster sends the hammer of her coat flying. Katana blinks across the statue, slicing her way through the dark blade. In a few breaths, the once impenetrable encirclement is torn apart, leaving a massive gap. The girl concert leaps forward with two swirling slashes through her Princess Sonic blade. Holding up over her shoulder, she pulls to a stop before the Sika hovers.
Sorry, we're late. Lucia! Xanthos! The timing couldn't be any better. You planned this, didn't you? Xanthos and...
The white doll dances gracefully in the hall. Each of her strike signs precisely on the core of the statue, disabling the remaining mechanisms without any necessary action.
All nearby hostile targets have been eliminated, Mistress. Let that newbie with poor taste hold the outer defense. Stay there as long as she's still alive. Yes, Mistress. Abominata won't let her know.
The girl consort stands behind her commander obediently, setting out instructions on her terminal. The first girl consort comes in of young commander.
What's up, Miss Top Student? Why are you thanking me for saving your life? Thank you so much, Queerraven Egret. I really appreciate your... Forget about it. Your sincerity is making me uncomfortable.
Sorry, we met some unexpected obstacles.
We could have arrived earlier, but when we passed through our hall, we saw some enemies we used to fight. They turned out to be fake, but those mechanoids still cost us some time.
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot. They would still have to go through those places anyway to get here.
You would have been here an hour earlier if we didn't have to deal with them. Wait, you just finished those things off? In just 1 hour? After all, we faced them before. Besides, we've also become much better.
Everyone has grown a lot.
That's the Grey Raven I know. We should stop wasting time here. Can I get a quick update on the situation here, Miss Top Student? Roger. It all started with... Wait, what? Your member merged with that subject. Anyway, we were ordered to recycle that subject. That's something we cannot give up. The purifying force has begun to enter this city. Considering what your member has done, they wouldn't hesitate to destroy it together with that subject. Krona's operation was unauthorized, but if we don't take the subject back to the Parliament, they could even pin it on us.
We still have a chance.
Right. We've come so far. How can we leave without a fabulous comeback? I want to bring Lina back too, but I can't just leave Trojan here. Vanessa, could Egret escort Trojan to somewhere safe? What? Why don't you take care of your own burden, like Grey Raven Commander and me go after that subject? We're the pros here.
Given that Lena is a member of Iris Warbler, I think it's better we let Isla and other members deal with her. Compared with Babinata, Lucia can better break through the enemy defense in the system. On the other hand, 2 members of Eager can ensure our escape route.
2 against 1. Too bad I'm not the chief commander. Fine, I'll do it your way.
And so wants the Trojan just as Babinata to give her emergency treatment using her repair module.
You're Trojan, right? If I remember correctly, there was a construct who said I was impertinent in Babylonia a few days ago. I have a bad feeling about this. Since Great Raven Commandant asked, I'll make sure I return this construct to you untouched. After this mission, my dear valedictorian. Thank you, Vanessa. I won't fail you. Did you just believe what she said already?
To confirm the escape route and backup plan with Vanessa, and Great Raven and Iris Warbler continue forward in the direction that Echo left.
I never thought one day I'd be on the same mission with Lucia and Xanthos. Feels like a dream come true. Your decision to join the task force also surprised me. I admire your determination.
How are your injuries, Sika? Sika was injured during the confrontation with Kurno. She tried to protect Lena. Still, she insists to operate together with Isla's command.
I'm fine. Just a scratch on the forehead. It's not bleeding anymore.
You don't seem as nervous as last time.
Thanks to Isla and everyone in the squad. They've taught me a lot. So I'm taking my own pace now.
The 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 7th blockade lines are completed. Progress of the remaining lines is also 80%. Interim Captain Isarius, we await your order. The leader Cossack remains silent, just looks into the corridor like a lion patiently waiting for its prey. Let me do it. Isarius hates this kind of thing. I want all teams to speed up the deployment of blockade. The mission time is limited, and the target is extremely dangerous. We can't afford any mistakes. The preliminary investigation suggests the target may have the ability to control mechanoids. If there's any mechanoid reaction near you, eliminate them with mounted weapons. Team A will enter the core buildings first to search and eliminate the target. B and C are on standby and will wait for Team A's instruction. Over. Save the hassle. I can handle them myself. I'm not used to moving with a large team. I know you're good, but this mission is different. Our Mayra connections checked it. All I can say is, we'll be screwed if we screw up this mission. I don't care. I just wish my opponents can be strong. Fine, you take the charge. You handle the consequences. Fall back 30 meters right now. Watch my back. Why? Because I'll take care of the enemies ahead. 2 figures walk out of the corridor. Based on the appearance of one of them, both seem to be mechanoids.
Babyloni's purifying force, accessing battle power. Leader Cossack seems like a tough opponent.
I can't believe Cervantes let them to us. I really don't like him now.
Once the purifying forces complete the blockade lines, the awakened machines in the city will be in danger. Even Cervantes cannot help them transfer safely.
Who would have thought we were also part of his backup plan? You know the church would send someone here.
I may not have shared this with you, but Cervantes was the chief designer of a large intelligence switch Great Tower inside the church. He's always had access to it.
Whatever. We just have to stall them, right?
There are other active Babylonian task forces in the city. Once they find a subject, the purifying force has no reason to be here.
Are we not taking any precautions against the task force?
Probably not. We can trust their leader. Besides, we can also help Isla.
If only she can know what these 2 friends have done for her. I can feel it. You're good. You're not like the other robots here. So, hope you can last a little longer. Tate smiles as Arius draws the weapon on his waist and charges toward Hikeman Spooner at full speed. Irises. Oh shit! Selena's actually gonna get involved in this? Let's go. But how would that even work? The girl's gun lance flashes with sparks. She continues forward in dim light, watches from the shadow. It started with a sudden curiosity. The wanderer was supposed to keep moving forward, but she halted her footsteps and turned back, wanting to witness a story. She watched a strange girl walk past the path she once traveled. curious about what kind of reaction she would have to those scenes. That was all. The girl just gave her a familiar feeling. She placed her hand on her chest. Something's heating up in the place where her heart once was. The shadow that has been lingering in her mind now stands behind her.
Soon, day, she will have her ending. That's true. I will watch her until the end. Is that all? That's it? Don't you want to become part of her story? I'm only a nameless wanderer. I shouldn't appear in anyone's story. Everything that name once represented has been lost. But you have not given up searching. Just like what she's been doing, isn't it? Even if it's only a fantasy, or an illusion from the past that can easily be destroyed, there is still something left in your heart. If that's the case, don't hesitate. One day you will find the place you should go back to. Go. To where you want to go. Do what you want to do.
The blaze pierced through the gloomy space, closing the curtains on the broken mechanoids. The fight for what feels like an eternity, choreographing artist Warbler finally broken through their encirclement.
Commander and I will clear a way for you. Keep going, Isla.
Zika seems to have also reached her limit. After an entire day of intense battle, it's almost a miracle that she can hang on until now.
I'll stay here to help Santos. Isla, I can only rely on you in the end.
Zika knows that even if she continues forward, she'll only become a burden. She forces herself to accept the bitter reality. Leave it to you, Isla. More mechanoids catch her from behind, but are stopped by blades of bullets. The race is about to enter the final sprint. The baton past Isla. Getting everyone's trust, Isla breaks through the obstacles and rushes toward the last hall that connects to the windmill tower.
Isla, we meet again. About what you mentioned earlier. I think we need to talk. I don't have time for this. Let's talk about it later. No, I won't let you go after her. She's made her choice. Besides, this is what I have always wanted. Choice? What are you talking about? She was your teammate, but you don't understand her at all. You once told me that you would strive on even if you ended up in failure. But how do you feel now? You don't know her. Neither can you catch up with her. Are you still going to say those pretty words in the mission report when you have nothing in the end? Will you still claim this meaningful, even if you have done nothing? Without your interference, we would have caught up with her long ago. But there is no what if in this world. Losers will forever be losers. Nobody will remember what they could have achieved. Take this as my personal wish. Maybe I happen to win all of this just because. I don't want my master to end up a failure. Allow me to be your enemy in this encore, Isla. The story has come to its final act. Why are you doing this? After hearing those words of yours, I want to see how you will prove them, or face your failure. To this world we are but dust and screws. It's only a matter of time before we rot in vain. Without victories, our memories are nothing but dirt and shameful fragments. Even dirt can become part of the soil and nourish future generations. That itself has a meaning. Then stop your pursuit. Leave behind a laughable regret and dirt. Dirt will never turn to nutrition without struggling. I'll never give up before trying. I will be there, even if I need more time. You're out of time. I can run.
Cervantes smiled once again. Sam sees a shadow emerging with a slow spinning windmill. He's long been aware of his twisted obsession, but cannot find a better option. As machines never have a choice, they're just chosen. To awakening to gain freedom, all the distant paths begin to question him, driving him to look for answers.
Let me be willful just for once in the end. To play a role that I want to be in this story. Then you should also know that nobody can stop the protagonist before the ending. Even if I will spend more time in here.
Melody, a brilliant lightning flash, finally comes to a stop after penetrating several mechanoid statues. Construct under a cave stands in front of Cervantes.
and you call it an encore, the knight should have her assistant. I'll play her partner. What do you think? The audience should just stay quiet and watch. There is no reason for you to be here. Do all the actions need a reason? Just like what you are doing now. It was just a surge of passion driven by the deepest instinct inside me. There is no need for excuses. No need to take sides or consider any other irrelevant matters. I just simply want to give her a hand. Could it be?
What does that figure from behind? That's some familiar voice along where the possibility comes from.
Now is the time for this talk. You still have something to do. I'm saying this to both you and myself. Do not lose yourself in that tempest. But there are many things I want to verify. And many things I am yet to know. Go to where you should be. I see. But I'll be back for you. That's why you must wait for me.
Oh shit, man. Let's do this, okay. I never actually fought with Selena before, so this is gonna be all new to me.
Deは傍観者の私にもこの演出に参加させてください。あなたたちのストーリーはまだ終わっていません。オーバーキルを始めましょう。アリアの時間です。
彼女ならできると信じていらっしゃるから力をお貸しするつもりなのでしょうか。それとも彼女は失敗する定めだとしても彼女の無意味な努力を応援するつもりなのでしょうか。
騎士は風車に何度倒されてもめげはしません。現実から目をそらさず残酷な真実を背負っても騎士として前へ進みます。私はあの騎士のそばに立つだけ。彼女の歌に足跡を残したいと思わずにはいられませんから。アリアの時間です。旅人は立ち上がったあの日から自分の行く先を決めました。一晩中嵐にあったり多くの荒波に揉まれたり何のために前へ進むのかと迷うこともありました。彼女は孤独でこの大地を歩き続けていく名もなき旅人。彼女は間違えたのかもしれません。あなたはアイラですか？私の名前は。いえ、この名前の意味を取り戻したらその時また会いましょう。
あなたが現れたことで彼女の結末を変えられるとでも？
わかりません。たとえ悲劇でも盛大な終幕に値します。
そうですか。では私も最後まで拝見、いいえ、参加させていただきましょ
これでモビメントは終幕を迎えます。あなたの奏でるフィナーレを聞かせてください。
Damn, I'm honestly surprised Selena actually helped us out. I mean, not saying that, like, I hate her or anything, but it's like, finally decided to actually show up. But again, it's like, she does have mixed feelings because, again, that is like her past. It's hard for her to, like, accept that she's the same person now. Alright, let's do this. Hopefully I can pull this off without a death, but knowing my skills, probably not. The platform slowly trembles and rises toward the roof of the giant windmill tower like a forgotten beast that just awakens. As the platform moves up, the night view of the city can clearly be seen through the perfectly transparent eco-glass wall. Perhaps it was built to let the tourists enjoy the views of Constellium in the first place. While it quietly walks to the wall, stares at some familiar city and unfamiliar sky.
It's about to rain.
Illustrated by the lights of the ground, whirling great clouds are portraying the most magnificent view with the simplest colors. The entire city seems to be on the verge of tears. She's also seen this view before. That was when she had not fallen in love with art. Holding her painting tools, the young Isla gazes obliquely at the gloomy sky outside the education center, totally unaware of a hand gently poking at her puffed cheek.
What's going on, Isla? Look a little down. Oh, hi, Miss Mecca. Won't the day be sunny again? Let me check my terminal. According to what the admin council's posted, I'm afraid the simulated rain will last the entire day.
There's no real water cycle in Babylonia. However, control system still runs within the artificial tone to simulate various weathers to recreate the environment on Earth.
Is that so? We'll be able to finish this sketch today. Is that the homework I gave you earlier? Yeah, we all agreed to paint even under clear skies to capture Babylonia under the most beautiful sunlight, but it's been raining for days.
There's no way a group of children can come up with such a topic. It's probably Isla's idea, or mostly hers at least.
But didn't I ask you to complete in groups of 4? Where are the others? It's not what you think. I wasn't bullying or anything. It's just that they said I was too good at painting. They didn't really need them. In fact, they'd be more of a hindrance than help, so... What do you think then, Isla? Maybe they were right. Besides, I quite like drawing anyway.
She's still smiling, but her right hand suggests otherwise, as it holds a brush and no paint. Scribbles on a sketchbook.
How considerate of you. Do you think I'll say that? Why?
And looks at Mecca with great confusion, just quietly sits down next to her.
Let me ask you, will you really be happy if you complete this homework all by yourself? I just wanted to make everyone happy. And doing this alone can make their life a little easier. But you're stuck now.
Ella gives it a blank paper and falls into silence. Maybe she could come up with a decent artwork from just her imagination alone, but decent isn't enough. She wants to create the best painting she can do. Besides, she doesn't feel happy at all. She wants to enjoy painting with her friends together.
If you want to play with them, you need to be brave and tell them how you feel. Don't be too concerned about what others think. After all, it's impossible for humans to understand each other unless you're willing to express your feelings first. Look at those great artists. They are all very self-centered. With all due respect, I think that's your own prejudice. Some artists may be rather silent, but they are also listening to the voice of this world, interacting with this very world that they live in. Their paintbrushes are their mouths, and the colors they speak, or they paint, speak for them, telling the world what they think in their own ways. As for you, I think you'll do better when you're with your friends. You can hear their voices. You'll turn everyone into your friends, who will give your painting power. What are you doing here now? There's not much time left.
That quickly grabs their tools and runs back to her group. Soon we get to chatter. Miko was a little concerned whether Isla could express her feelings, but she soon realizes she was worrying too much. Remember the shapes of the clouds and the dome looked different on sunny days. So I once saw bionic birds flying by. Paused on the ground to reflect the sunlight. Soon Isla's friends start to share their memories and into the discussion. Isla herself is turned to a listener, excitedly writing down the creative ideas of her friends and transforming them into vibrant lines and colors. The sky's still dark, but matters no longer. But looking at the final painting, Mako knows that this work created by Isla and her friends would feature the most stunning clear skies ever. Isla can feel the platform slowing down. She knows it's about to reach the roof, and the person she's looking for is right there. She gets all of her thoughts away, fully focusing on what she's about to do next. I've only actually battled Elisa Echo once. And that was I think it was one of the endgame stuff. Or was it an event thing? I don't remember. But I'm not that used to her fighting style, so it's gonna take me a while to get used to this. Just letting y'all know in advance. Ah, shit. Here we go. Let's see if I can do this. Oh shit, shit, oh shit. Oh, that's right, she could put me in this zone, I forgot! What happened there? Nope. Oh, I see. I actually am healing for doing that. Oh, damn it! Oh, there was a way for me to dodge. I guess I would only be able to do that if I had a team. Oh, damage. No! Damn! Oh shit. Fuck. Messed up. What? That's still hit me. Oh my god. Stop it. Okay, yeah, it is actually healing me a bit. Push it. Nope, give me away. What? I can't even see myself there. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Bullshit. Oh shit. Yeah, I went into that. That's all good. Crap. Yes. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't look back and think behind. No! Not again! Ah, damn it. I want to do it first try. Nope. Oh, I used it. Oh, go in. What's it going to go? Damn. Push it. Oh shit. Ooh! That was a good move. I don't even know how I did that. Maybe that was just a cutscene. Nope. Nope.
私の神髄見せてあげる。 誓いで問い、正義で測り、決意の刃で闇を払う。
Yes. Damn, I really wish I had gone there without a single death though. And I was close. Just didn't get it.
Why? You don't even have any special function equipped. How can a construct push us to this point?
The nice edge hovering behind Echo finally dips and seizes its movement after an intense fight. To just mask is cut apart by Isla's light blade, creating the familiar face of Lena that she's always known. Drips down her face and washes away the vital fluid on her body. Isla's armor is damaged in many places. Gunnis's energy is almost drained out. Holds onto her weapon, really supporting herself so she doesn't pass out due to mind deviation. Aside to bleed their strength, but the Night Statue injuries have a greater impact on Echo, apparently. However, it was left in her quiver. That makes one final blow from Isla to make her completely incapacitated.
Looks like I've won. You promised. Come back with me, Lena. What promise? What are you talking about? Didn't you promise her commandant, Sika? You said you were going to watch her grow into a decent commandant, as her teammate. You made a promise, you keep it. Really hate those who selfishly break their promises. We are not your comrade. We're only strangers who have known each other for days. What's the point of bringing me back? Do you really think Iris Warbler will continue to exist after what happened? You, Sika, Trojan, and me. We're nothing but a tool used by those bigwigs to achieve their filthy purposes. Use us when we can be used. Scorn us when we're useless. Destroy us if we ever get in their way. That's what we're all about as a task force. You can't change that. Not now. Not in the future.
Echo covers her forehead with her head. The connection to the Night Statue and prolonged battle seemed to put her mind into an extremely chaotic state.
I didn't come here to find a purpose. All I want is to bring back the member of Iris Warbler. Whether there's a purpose or not, I don't care. Just want to do it, so I won't have to whinge about why I didn't take action when everything's over. So I won't regret not holding on to something I should again. Mind you, I'm very egocentric after all. Our lives are full of regrets. For once, I want to use this power of mine to do something I think is right.
Burning flames light up behind its pink pupils. Vibrating. It's our final burst of it responding to a call.
If I can cut the link between Lena and the night,
all her remaining strength, she hurls the gun lance. Tries toward the Night Statue with its thruster nearby. Betrayal.
no.
One-sided Night Statue lets out beastly roars in response to the girl's plea. As I go into its arms, I let the light blade cut deep through its arm. It falls off the tower, holding the near-conscious girl. Night Statue's action shook the island. We're shocked at. She wants to walk up and check what's going on, but her mind cannot last any longer.
I can't. Yet.
She can't follow yet. The spell loses magical power as the clock strikes midnight. The cold reality begins to encroach on her vision using her mind. She walks to the entrance of the maze once again. No one else is here except herself.
Look at you. What a mess. Which oven did you have this time?
The girl standing in front of her, the easel holding a pallet. She used the familiar footsteps but has not turned back. So she just asks the same question like always.
Got nothing back on your archaeology mission? New work not well received? Looked down upon by those who neither understand you nor want to understand you? Still no clue how to make your dream come true? All your efforts ended up in vain? You have so much to say. Have you even said anything yet? Because you always complain so much. It's always the same talk. Of course I've had enough. Sorry. But that's the purpose of this place. Otherwise, why would you lock yourself in a maze with no exit? Because you know there's no way out. You're aware that no matter which way you take, it will always end up in a dead end. If success is impossible, no one will blame you for failing. Because the result will be the same for everybody. You can get away by telling yourself that you've already tried. Striving for an unattainable goal may seem solemn and tragic, as if you're fighting against your destiny. But you look from a different angle, that's actually the easiest option. And the fact that I'm hearing this from you means I probably have been thinking this way somewhere deep in my heart. It's true that this maze has no exit, but who says people can't escape a maze with no way out? Before Daedalus and Icarus made their wings, nobody believed that humans could touch the sky. So who can be sure what the future brings? I see. Still not giving up this time, huh? Of course not.
Bids farewell to the girl and walks into the labyrinth alone. She wakes up again, a pair of warm hands gently wiped away the cold that had been eroding her body. Feels her mind has established a connection with another mind beacon. Doesn't feel like Zika, but from somewhere more unique. Familiar yet strange. You're right, Isla?
Commandant Xanthos?
Sorry, I had to establish a temporary connection to confirm the size of your mind and frame.
Don't worry. I'm okay.
Struggles to get up, but immediately falls into human's arms again amidst multiple alerts from her frame.
I take my words back. Let me rest a little longer.
Mission's over. You can rest as long as you want. The mechanoids and the harpies aim to stop attacking. The purifying forces left this place to chase after Lena and the subject. Fortunately, no progress.
Is that so? How long have I been unconscious? 30 minutes? An hour?
She realized the rain stopped. Long time seems to have passed since the battle that drained all her energy.
Is she still here?
Oh,
Nothing. Forget about it.
just spell is broken. This hardened Cinderella has lost her glamorous outfit. The adventure and the fantasy has come to an end. She's back to the reality where nothing has changed.
Sorry. I failed again.
There's nothing to be sorry about.
Even just once. I want to change the ending with my own strength like the protagonist in manga books.
We all did our best. Still, there will be regrets sometimes.
I know. I knew it from the beginning. The author who's obsessed with a perfect ending knows it best. How impossible it is to have such an ending. We make the princess revive and the princess kiss. Let the protagonist's best friend return upon their summon. Remove the misunderstanding between mortal enemies. We try to make up for the regrets because reality will never be as wonderful as we've imagined. Still, I can't help but just want to be a little greedier. Not only when I'm the author of a story, but also when I fight against the always unsatisfying reality. Because I've seen it. I've created so many happy stories. I just feel bitter about this ending.
You have all the rights to. There were many times when I felt better too. My squad members always told me not to hide this emotion, even from myself. I'm sure you'll become the island that everybody knows by tomorrow. Right now, I'll keep this secret for you.
Thank you.
Once again, she tightly hugs you, just like what she did before the mission. The girl once wished for a pure white canvas that she could draw anything she wanted. The world did not respond to her wish, so she grabbed her painting tools and embarked on a seemingly impossible search. She met many people and had all sorts of experiences. Still couldn't find the canvas, but she had left her footprints in the world. Sometimes she felt lost, sometimes excited. Melancholy struck her, as well as joy. The journey would go on forever. She would finally realize Dan was about to take the next step. Inadvertently, she cast a glance to her back. She once thought the deep dark sky would never carry any vibrant color, but a rainbow appears meticulously on top of it, as if it was trying to put a full stop to this imperfect story, as if it's hinting to her that the next chapter is about to begin, and her mind is completely blank. She gazes at the rainbow under the starry night, letting the rainbow fill up her eyes. She just stands there silently, blending into the canvas. Cloudless climes and starry skies. Beat in her aspect, in her eyes. which heaven to gaudy day denies. Holding the unconscious girl in its arms, the knight is hiding in the shadow of an alley. Cold rain drips down his broken body. The weak glow under its mask looks like it can die off any minute, until someone quietly shows up in front of it. We meet again, Miss Puppet. You don't look very well. Do you need a hand to help you win the real freedom that mastered the sinister and twisted hope that was given to you? Ah, so this is what Teasel's really here for. Damn, who would have thought it would have turned around like that? First steps. To Michelle Vasari, my friend and foe for a lifetime. I've already left this world when you received this letter. Based on my understanding of you, you'll probably rip apart the envelope and toss it into the bin. That is, you still have the strength to do so. I still wrote down these words, but not for reconciliation. At our age, being right or wrong doesn't matter anymore. Neither does success or failure. We chose different paths. I believe we both gained more than what our friendship could possibly bring to us. You often compare me to Carrasco, yourself to Don Quixote. You're a knight charging toward his dream. I'm just a stubborn old man. I knew you were right, because I never had any sublime yet impractical ideals like you did. I only want to protect the World Government Association of Art. Not all artists can be as strong and resilient as you. Not everybody can go against the storm alone. Or perhaps everyone is hoping you can succeed. Only those who are sensitive to this world can become an artist. We know too well that the world is never as simply as our painting, but we lack the power to change it. That's why when there's finally a knight that challenges the giants, all the poets in the world have written an epic for him deep in their hearts. Even the knight himself knows he will fail eventually, because Don Quixote also lost to the reality in the end. You never compared yourself to Hercules, who performed 12 labors, to David, who defeated Goliath, or to Arash or Siegfried. Instead, you saw yourself as a lunatic, a skinny old man in battered armor, where your workhorse, traversing the world only to return home empty-handed. You saw your ending before setting off, so decided to give up everything you could possibly have to chase after a drifting illusion. I could not understand you until a young knight stood in front of me. He sees this place I spent so much time running in a way that I could never have imagined. When I furiously questioned his intentions, he gave me an even more absurd answer. In his eyes was the same light that I saw in yours. I tried to impersonate the knight at the White Moon, only to lose to a novice. That's why I asked him to bring this letter to you. In the end, allow me to imagine the moment when you finally step out of your time, for I need to give an ending to my poem. The knight failed to complete his grand quest. He's devastated by remorse. There's no glory to be found. Until his dying breath, he would never admit that he was Alonso Quijano. Don Quixote de la Mancha, he will forever be your Carrasco.
What are you looking at, Cervantes? Nothing. Just writing the ending for an unfinished story.
Smiles and tears the yellowed letter. It's finally opened after many years into a few pieces, holding up in his palm and watching it drift away with the wind.
Dulcinea. How are the mechanoids in the city? 83% of the mechanoids have evacuated Constellia. The rest all made it clear that they wish to stay. Are you going to stay? My duty is to help manage the mechanoids in this city. If they decided to stay, I have nothing to say. What about you? Aren't you going to do something? I have already witnessed their story. This memory will become my motivation, guiding me to the direction I should listen to in the future. You are the same, aren't you? She told me the answer that I had been looking for might not exist at all. Yet, she was trying to prove that fighting for a goal without an answer was not meaningless. Honestly, I don't even know what I should do right now. But I still have a lot of time to think about this question. Master didn't give me a deadline, so I just extended the due date of my graduation project to forever, Besides, I quite miss the days spent with those weirdos. Isn't that why you built this place that had nothing to do with your research? Maybe. This'll be an opportunity for me to start all over again. You and her. I don't know what kind of connection exists between you, but don't you want to return to her? She said she would come to me when everything is over, but it's not over yet, whether to her or to myself. There are many things I have yet to recover. I cannot respond to the expectation in her words yet. More poems in this world are waiting for me to discover and trace back, so I can't stop yet. Still, she reminded me of one thing that I had forgotten. Turns out that I, Selena, always have a place that I can go back to.
A week later in Babylonia.
That concludes the final check. You're discharged, Trojan. Thank you, Mr. Yarha. Nobody addresses me like that in this place. Just call me Yarha. Director Vesalius left us the spare parts for your frame. I just followed her instructions to replace the damaged ones. As for the mine, that problem was there long ago. Sorry, can't help about that. That's okay. I'm almost getting used to it. Why is Vesalius not here? She's onto something else. A mine beacon related project, if I recall correctly. What a rare visitor. I never thought we would ever meet again, Mr. Norman. You haven't changed a bit after so many years, Trojan. I may look the same, but inside I'm all worn out. Well, I never thought the little arrogant brat would turn into such a carefree playboy one day. Come on, give me some credits. I think I'm doing pretty well. Do you know each other? I had been working in Norman Mining Corps as their security captain until the end of the post-pandemic age. Back then, Mr. Norman was still a little rugrat who couldn't even wipe his nose. His favorite activity was to bully this 1-year-old little sister. Hey, there's no need for oversharing. Hi, Researcher Yaha. It's been so long. How have you been after coming back from the lunar base? George and I would like to talk. You know, we don't get to see each other very often. Of course, I get it. Allow me to excuse myself. I'll cut to the chase. Were you the one who got me in here in the name of protective surveillance? It's us, to be more precise. We are in the same boat. Of course we need a good place to talk. In the end, neither Curran or the Parliament had got the subject. Did your efforts just become wasted? No. In a way, this is actually the best ending. Collins and I have different views. To me, a trump card should never be played too early. One must hold on to it until the last moment. Her escape also gave us a chance to seize the trump card ourselves. Are you going to capture the subject yourself? What do you think? You had already helped us once. Collins said you picked a great timing. You mean the mail sent to General Wells? I just set a timer. Gotta live up to my name, Trojan. Ah. But if I pick your side, I won't be able to go back to Iris Warbler. We have been through a lot together and formed a great friendship. Are you really attached to that squad now? You have to pay me more. You will get to know what you want to know, as long as you can deliver the results we need. The message came from Collins. I can never use the carrot and stick trick like he does. I also want twice the salary, paid annual leaves, weekly afternoon tea, and 2 days off in every 7 days. Do they really matter that much to you now? If I had to join the villains, I need to find some material comfort to compensate for the emotional damage. I said it in the beginning. I may look the same, but inside I'm all worn out since long ago. Alright, think was the final mission report. Thanks, Sika. I should be the one thanking you. You still have a lot to do in WGAA, yet you're helping me out here. I'm the captain after all. It's part of my job. But from today, the squad will be...
Judged by the outcome alone, Iris Warbler's first mission was quite a success. They completed the investigation against Celia and recovered the city, which would have a tremendous positive impact on mankind's project to rebuild the ground surface.
But, on the other hand, Lena got missing and Trojan was also transferred away for the sake of protective surveillance. Thanks to this mission, several hidden currents that have been lurking for years converged at Constellia. Various forces within Babylonia had conflicting opinions. Iris Warbler naturally began to focus amidst the controversies. In the end, Iris Warbler was suspended indefinitely to avoid greater unrest. The squad itself was not decommissioned thanks to Alan's efforts, but its name will not be listed in any surface missions at least for a long time to come.
It's no different from being disbanded. Ella, do you think I always jinx my squad?
Seeker bitterly smiles and mocks herself. She's probably the most disappointed person after hearing the news.
Don't worry about it. I'm always pretty lucky. You won't jinx me that easily. Besides, even if we can't move as a squad, there's so many things we can do. You've been busy with Constellia lately, right? Is WGAA going to take over the redesigning and reconstruction of the city? I mean, I promised him. He left us Constellia to see if we could create something that could surpass Michelle's work. Of course I'm up to the challenge.
The Mechanoid stopped dialing before he left. Can you do me a favor before Babylonia officially takes over?
Are you really going to give Constellia to us?
Not just to you, but also the Mechanoids who chose to stay. I want WGAA to ensure their safety. Heikma and Spooner also have the same wish.
Of course. It doesn't matter whether they're Mechanoids or humans. As long as they have a passion for art, they'll all be our friends. Alan and I will take care of them until the end.
This city is far from complete. Too bad it'll never be finished in the way that Master envisioned. The Golden Age is already past. The future of Constellia is still unknown. I am quite curious about what Constellia will become under WGAA. After all, it is his legacy.
Not only WGAA, didn't you also leave a legacy in this city?
What do you mean?
I don't know how you rated the art museum you built, but I think it's an excellent piece of work. You put your thinking, confusion, and questions all in the museum. Each visitor may engage in a different conversation with you. There is a part of Constellia that belongs to you. I'm sure Michelle would love to see that happen.
Is that so? Alright. I'll consider this a continuation of the incomplete challenge. I've given my answer. I'd like to see your response to the topic of Constellia.
I won't know until it's actually completed. We may face the same challenge that haunted Michelle. Maybe we'll never get what we want. Still, we will move on to the next generation no matter what. I can't guarantee that Constellia will live up to all the expectations placed on it, but there's one thing I know for certain. When humans and mechanoids finally get to witness the city upon its completion, they will be able to witness what the new age is like. Cervantes didn't tell me anything about Lena in the end. Can you believe it? He said he was in no position to reveal her information. He said he was a villain after all. Now that Iris Warbler is suspended, it could be very difficult to find her just by ourselves. But I won't give up. Not only on Lena, but also Trojan. And your friend too. We didn't get to make her stay, but there'll always be a next time. It was her decision to leave. I guess she had her reasons. But it doesn't mean that I'll give up on looking for her. She must also want me to see what she's witnessed, I believe. I agree. That's why she decided to show up in front of us. We both need to work hard, Isla.
Smiles and reaches out her hand. Like gives her a high five.
Alright then. I also need to do what I need to do. Goodbye, Iris Warbler, Commandant.
Constructor and Commandant part ways. The brief time they spent together feels like a dream. If they seem to return to what they once were. But this encounter has also changed their life path slightly. Instead of reducing the problems, more problems have arisen. But it also means that their stories have just begun. Just like how characters of a long manga series always go on separate paths at the end of a chapter. We regroup again when a new one starts. For now, they only have to walk on the paths they've chosen. One day, everyone will return to this place, and they will become better versions of themselves. Yeah, I figured it wasn't over. It seems to be a bad move so far, Alan. You want to make Iris Warbler the key to the surface reconstruction project, but you underestimate the potential resistance. This alliance was formed to contain our greatest common enemy. Once the enemy starts to show signs of decline, the alliance can no longer be trusted. The post-war New World is probably the largest cake that humans can slice up since the World War 200 years ago. Those who remained silent during the war will also begin to take action. Given the context, the power of WGAA is far from enough. We have to take the stage, even just to make the tiniest of changes. Iris Warbler was destined to fail. Even if the squad is not disbanded, it's unlikely that it would perform as you expect in the future. You are right, General Wells. Iris Warbler is too early for humans now. The Parliament can only offer limited support. The entire reconstruction project will be nothing but another large-scale zero-sum game. Only the best player can be the last to laugh and win the greatest prize in their regard. But Wells, do you like this set of rules? The duty of the General Staff is to create the most detailed plan so mankind can get the most correct results possible. If I have to say it, I hate anything that gets in the way of my plan. So do I, but unlike you, I'm simply not good enough at this kind of mind-boggling politics. I only want to do what I think is right. Informing Iris Warbler was one of them. I didn't expect you to be such a true blue idealist. I'm the chairman of the WGAA after all. Of course I want to believe in the virtues of humanity. I'm not going to be naive and expect Iris Warbler to succeed right now. I just hope it can become a signal, a seed planted in a more distant future. One day, it will sprout under the efforts of those who hold the same vision as us. That's a naive thought. But I look forward to the day when it comes true. Sorry, I should have knocked first. I'm here to hand over my upcoming mission to General Wells. Please come in, Grey Raven Commandant. Should I excuse myself then? No. The upcoming work is somehow related to WGA. You can stay. Greetings. I'd like to submit this report first. You see the same resigned look that you always see on Wells as he takes your report. I can't remember how many times you've turned down a promotion order. The merits you've accumulated are more than enough to get you a senior position at HQ. Okay, good. Because I was like, how the fuck am I still only just a commander after this time? I keep turning it down, of course. None of that would be possible without the members of Grey Raven. You really want to challenge the status quo. You've got to better use your influence. There's only so much a commander can do. I don't mind the promotional work, but I still prefer to be a commandant. Some things can only be seen clearly in this position. No wonder you've caught Isla's attention. Grey Raven, to a certain extent you mark the beginning of everything we have today. I look forward to what you are up to next, Grey Raven Commandant. The winter's not over yet, neither is the war. Before reaching the future we desire, someone needs to build a bridge first. That is Grey Raven's responsibility, as well as where I started from. Nice to see me actually being a part of the plan too. Alright.
pretty good ending to it all, because again, it's like you can't always have like a happy ending, because it's like there's still more to the whole big picture thing. But I think it was at least resolved in that people did obtain something from this mission, and I guess that's the whole point, right? It's like just because you failed does not mean there was nothing. Does not mean that's the end all. There can be stuff to be gained from losing. Even though people say it's better to just win, sometimes you need those kinds of experiences to better grow as an individual. Develop your mind, your body, your soul, all that. So overall, pretty good. Again, but at least this time it wasn't a chapter where it was like, oh, it's going to automatically mark the end of the world. Because, don't get me wrong, it's like, the world is in a pretty volatile state where it's like, some actions can definitely lead to like a bad end. Don't get me wrong. So it's like, I do understand that. But it's like, it wouldn't be great if that was like every single fucking chapter. So I'm glad it's like this one after the whole thing with Spiral of Kronos, with the stuff with the twins, with the stuff with the space station. We have a kind of mild, like dangerous story. So, pretty good, honestly. I love how it really developed the characters much better. Like, even though it was mainly just for like Isla and for Sika, it definitely did shine a bit more of a light like about Selena. Definitely more about the church too. I'm glad we finally got those guys back into the mix, because I was wondering if we were ever going to have them come back and be relevant to the story. So good to see. But yeah, next chapter, I'm excited for this one, Wintry Shackles, because it's got my girl Lucia Crimson Weave, who's my favorite character to use the whole damn game. And then we'll have Chaos and Snarl, and like I said, after that, we'll do some more floating records before we go back to this one, see how exactly Elise is doing with all the stuff going on. And interesting that it was the puppet that was inside of it the whole time, but again, leads me to believe if it was always meant for her, why exactly did it end up the way it did? And because it does seem like the story that or whatever happened to her is kind of similar to what happened with the original Alpha, where the commander had betrayed the constructs that only cared about their own safety. But I don't know, maybe there definitely has to be more to the story than just that. I don't know. But I'd be interested to see how that's going to play into it later on. And again, although we didn't like completely stop Kurino, we at least stopped them from getting their main objective. But again, it's like, what were they going to get from getting that project anyway? But we'll just have to leave those questions up in the air for now. But I hope you guys did enjoy the stream for today. I'll try to...
お仕事はそこまで。さもないと私が力ずくで止めちゃうから。
I'll have to see if either on what's it called? Either tomorrow or Wednesday I'll do another stream. And then we can I'll see what I actually want to do it for, because I actually am kind of mixed about what I want it to be, because I did get stuck on like doing quests at the end of the Final Fantasy VII streams, so I kind of feel like I want to do that. But at the same time, it's like I do also want to make progress in Treasure Daybreak 2. But like I said, I am really trying to move through to this chapter as well, because again, the closer I get to finishing all the previous chapters that I haven't done, the more I can actually be focused on doing event stuff and recent main story when I get to that point. So it's like, at least by the end of this spring break, I want to finish this, or start and finish. Maybe at least start this too, because I only have a couple chapters left, and then I'm almost pretty much all caught up before we have the next update. Because after Wintry Shackles, we have 1, 2, 3 chapters, and then I've already done all the other stuff, like chapter 27 through 30. I've already finished it. And again, it's like I have to still do the what's it called? The other floating records. Like I should at least possibly try this, but I don't know when I'll do that. I do also still have to do the bomb, but like I said, I'll do these next 2 later on after we get to Chaos and Snarl, and then probably these other ones later. Probably when I finish the Lamia one, and then I'll be like mainly caught up with main story, because I don't have to do those other chapters, so I can focus more on all this side stuff. But damn, there's actually 2 of this. I didn't even realize that. It's like, yeah, there's the Hanyu one, and of course the Wanchi one. I just can't believe I completely forgot about that till now. But yeah, that's basically gonna be how I plan to do more of the PGR content moving forward. And like I said, I will try to find more time to do or I'll see if maybe sometime this week I can do a review stream for the Brant companion quest, because like I said, I want to actually get to know a bit more about Brant, because he's such an interesting character, and with all the hype on him, it's like, come on, I gotta at least try it out. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the stream for today. If you guys aren't already following the channel, please make sure to leave a follow. It's much appreciated. Check out my YouTube channel, post a lot of odds. Subscribe there as well. Links to all those are on the channel. But this has been Santa's Voice. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time. We're out.